Hey everyone, it's Joe from GeekyHiJynx Reviews. Hope you're having a great day. Now, this is the first episode of the Cinema Squad's Shooting the Shiznick. Now, before I bring in our special guest and the rest of the squad, I have some very, very sad news. Two of the squad can't be here today. Their whereabouts, well, I can account for one, but one of them's a mystery. So let's find out together where they are. Anthony, where are you today? That's right, guys. Anthony is traveling across the globe to achieve his lifelong dream of becoming president of the entire world. Why vote for Anthony, you ask? Well, look what he stands for. Taco Tuesdays, y'all. My favorite day of the week and my favorite food combined. So he has my vote and he should have yours too. If you don't want to vote for him, at least subscribe to the guy. He has a great channel and great content too. His link's in the description, so straight after the stream, make sure you go there and subscribe to him because he won't be disappointed. John, on the other hand, John is missing. Jonathan Martinez, otherwise known as Madden Movies, is a 23-year-old man with caramel skin and a medium build. He was last seen on a live stream way past my bedtime on Thursday the 5th of August, wearing the tightest vest I've ever seen in my life, and presumably nothing below. If you've seen this dreamboat or know his whereabouts, please contact us on 555 Dan Did It. Thank you. Also, make sure to subscribe to John at Madden Movies straight after this, and he won't be disappointed. John, please come home. But enough of that sadness. We have so much to speak about, like the new Venom drop this week, and the Suicide Squad dropped worldwide on HBO Max and cinemas worldwide. So let's get this party started. Bow, 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 bow. So let's bring on the first member of the Cinema Squad, my dude, Shawn at Lost in the Real. How you doing, my friend?
I'm missing John right now. I
know. Where is John? I know the poster's out there. We've spread the word. We will find him. By the end of the stream, the mystery will be revealed. But how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me again, Mr. Hijinx.
Perfect, sir. Perfect, sir. But you know, we can't do this alone. We're missing two already. So let's bring in one more guy. One more of the Cinema Squad. Dan the man, the sexiest man in the world, disposing of a body once more. What was that? I swear, are you getting rid of bodies? Honestly, that's twice now we've dumped something off screen.
I didn't do it.
I can't. I've got my eye on you, Dan. I have my eye on you. But how you doing?
I'm really good. I'm so excited to be here. That was a great opening. Anthony has my vote. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Seeing your faces down below made it way harder to do because I could see you were laughing, which wasn't distracting me one little bit. But guys, you know what? This is a special day because, of course, we're going to miss our John. We are. And we're going to miss our Anthony because they're our bros. And, of course, our guy Jace will join us later on today. But we have a special guest, our first special guest. And it is PAUL TAMBS.
Way! And the award for best opening to a stream ever goes to Joe from GeekyHiJynx Reviews. That was incredible.
I have to make it special for our first guest, okay? So
I was creasing then. That was brilliant.
Well, guys, we know we've got loads to speak about. Like, there's the obvious subject, which is what our favorite vegetable is. But there's also very, very important tasks. Shawn's face says it all. But we've got more important tasks like the Suicide Squad. So we are going to touch on it, guys. Whether we dip into spoilers, we'll kind of decide as we go along, depending who's in the stream, who's seen it or not, because we don't want to drive everyone away. And obviously the Venom trailer and any movie news or anything, guys, because obviously there's people watching us right now. Rave, everyone. Hey, everyone watching us from home. So feel free to ask Paul anything, because Paul's our guest. Ask him anything about his channel. Ask him anything about movies. Ask us anything about movies, because that's what we love the most. We love talking about movies. So don't feel shy. Get straight on your keyboards and let us know what you want to talk about. But to get things started, I have a question of the week based on the Venom trailer. So name some amazing trailers for films that ended up letting you down. And that can go for us, guys. But anyone watching from home, think of a trailer that you watched that ended up being pretty rubbish. So I know I put you on the spot straight away, but Paul, as you're, I guess you can go first. Name me a trailer that you liked, that you, when you saw in the cinema, you're like, that was terrible.
Well, yeah, there's been plenty, but the first one that sprung to mind straight away, and those who follow my channel know I'm a big fan of the horror franchise Child's Play. I remember getting really hyped for the remake. The first trailer wasn't that great, but the second trailer come out, really excited for, this looks like it could be something special. Watch the film. Didn't do it whatsoever.
I think personally the mistake they made of that film was making it AI. I think it's cooler having a possessed guy in the spirit, in the body of a doll killing people than AI, because we've seen that so many other times in many other films. But Shawn, Dan, do you want to go, or do you need time to think about it as the stream goes on?
This first one came right to my mind. So the original Suicide, so the 2016 Suicide Squad. I thought the trailers looked amazing, and it did let me down. I don't hate it as much as I don't hate the movie as much as like a lot of people do, and I know you guys don't mind it either. But yeah, the trailers just made it look like it was going to be such a good movie, and then it just wasn't. And I do want to say I did like the Child's Play remake. I didn't love it. But it was fine. I liked it more than.
There's gonna be a fight soon.
No,
but I would say with the oh, sure. Go ahead, Shawn, sir. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I completely agree with Paul that the Child's Play remake, I didn't love the Child's Play remake, but I also didn't love the Suicide Squad as well. So I agree with both of you. My pick would be, and it's recent, but it's The Green Knight. And I love the trailer, and I was so excited for it. And I know it's a hot take, but I still think that movie is being highly overrated at the moment.
I'm yet to see. I so want to see that, because, like, in our previous club, we all done together with the Cinema Squad. That was one film we all were looking forward to, but I know you were looking forward to the most. And I'm so disappointed, because I know you're really looking forward to it. So, like we said last stream, Shawn, our hopes are on Atlas now. That's where we have to pin our hopes for a decent film this year. I would say with me, oh God, let's just me and Shawn, we're just walking to the seat together, holding hands. You know what I mean? Like, we're done with this world, no more. For me, I'd say trailer-wise, every Transformer film past the
they get my money every time with them trailers, man. Every time.
Because you see the ones with the dinosaurs, and Dan would understand, dinosaur guys, Jurassic Park, robotic Transformer dinosaurs. I'm like, yes, and then they're in it for 5 minutes. Also, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, because that looks so good. But they showed the ending, the last shot of the film, where he spins the drain disc thing at Rhino, and they show everything in that trailer. I'm so disappointed. But believe it or not, guys, we've got 30 comments to get through off the bat. Let's just get stuck in. So let's see. Let's go to the top. So there's the most handsome man I've ever known. Welcome, everyone. Joint close second, but actually joint top. Hello, everyone again. Oh, perfect. Well, here is our gals. Here's our girl Florentina. Hiya, guys.
Florentina, yes.
Party, my friend. And here is a regular, Eric Thorpe Reviews. Hey, guys. I can't stay too long, but I just want to say hi. We'll watch a full stream on playback. Please do. I appreciate it. And again, anyone watching this on playback, anyone not watching this live, hello, welcome. Feel free to answer the question of the day and have a good time. Dan is a bit chit-chat. Hi, Thorn. Dan, you're so sociable. You're just adorable when you're dumping bodies at the side of your couch. Florentina is asking, how are you all doing today? Guys, Shawn, how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. Today is the best day of the week because I get to do this with you guys.
Yes, I second content. Oh, sorry.
How dare you? Sorry, you just a guest comes in and Dan's like, "Get him out of here." He's welcome. Paul, thank you so much for being with us today. We must remove you on Dan's orders. I'm joking. Back in the room. Back in the room. Dan is a dangerous man, right? I've seen 2 bodies dumped in the last 10 minutes with this guy, and John's missing as well. But Paul, how is your day going, Paul?
I'm doing well, man. I had a day off today, so I've just been chilling. I watched Jungle Cruise this afternoon.
Ooh,
surprised the hell out of me. Yeah, surprised the hell out of me. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Later in the stream, we can compare, Paul, your enjoyment to that and the Suicide Squad. But we'll touch on that later on today. Cool. So Eric is saying, Anthony has my vote. Yes, we want Anthony to be president of the world. Taco Tuesdays for everyone.
Yes.
And everyone's got a drink. Loving life right now, guys. Friday night feelings. Welcome our dude D movie man. Free flames as always. Fire across the board. Hey D. Eric is saying, I'm good Florentina, about to watch a certain film tonight for the second time. Eric, please, please keep your private life to yourself, all right? Dear me. Backroom crossing couches for kids.
Is it the 1993 video games movie adaptation masterclass Super Mario Brothers?
Second time though as well.
Yeah, and he's seen it again tomorrow.
The guy's crazy. I can't do that with films. Can you guys? Can you go straight into a film straight after you've seen it if you've liked it that much, or do you need to let it just breathe a little bit, like a nice bottle of wine?
So, Endgame, I saw the Friday, Saturday. I saw it Thursday, Friday, and then again on Sunday. But yeah, that's about. I mean, I've seen movies multiple times. I've seen 21 Jump Street a couple times in theaters. I saw Endgame 6 times. Yeah.
I went to watch Star Wars The Force Awakens on the midnight screening. Then I went at 9 o'clock again in the morning. Then I went at 4 o'clock again in the afternoon.
That's many times. Shawn, have you been to Shawn, what is the film you've seen back to back the most? What is one film you've seen you're like, I've got to see that as many times in the cinema before it goes?
I mean, I've talked about this a lot on my channel, and it is all the Lord of the Rings movies. Me and my mom saw those movies. Literally, she'd be like, hey, you want to watch The Lord of the Rings again? I'll take you out of school today and just take you to the movies. So yeah, definitely those films for sure.
That's always the best feeling when you have a day off school and you're like, we're going to see this today. And you're like, I'm seeing this today. Yeah. Can't wait for them.
The 12th
time. Shawn can recite it all. Okay, let's next comment. I see Florentina is saying, oh, have fun, Eric. Eric will have fun. Eric always has fun. And here we are. It's the other half, my partner in crime. Home of the Biscuit Makers. That's my cookery channel. She just let the cat out the bag. I was asking me a surprise at the end of the stream. I've got a cookery show now with PG, he's the whisker. Black pepper. Oh, look who we have in the building, guys. It is the other half of our hombre, Francis. John Martinez, Madden Movies. Francis, hey guys. Hey, Francis, thank you so much for saying hello.
Francis is at the wrestling with John, right?
Yes, yeah.
She's probably gone to the toilet because she's having more fun on our stream. I'll be back in a second.
John Cena's just turned up. I'm going to live.
And guys, I've got more evidence to back this up because the next person is his brother. Angela Rivera. Hey guys, they've all snuck off to the toilet to get away from the wrestling to join us tonight. You made a wise decision. But guys, I think the wrestling isn't too good. You know why? Because we've got our brother in arms, Jonathan Martinez. I think you're missing, dude. He's saying, my brother is currently in Tampa for SmackDown. Miss you guys so much. We miss you, my friend. Like literally every stream we do, every collaboration we do is never the same. One of us is missing, especially yourself. So we can't wait to have you in the stream again. Yes. Dan is straight in there. Hey, Francis. So there you go. Watch out, Francis. Watch out for Dexter over here, Francis. All right, he's a dangerous guy. Oh, we've got Magpie Movies in the house. Evening, lad. Bringing it down. Hey, Paul, you're right. So you got Upside Down. Hey, Angel. Are you like our little Are you our little translator for people in the bottom right corner, Dan? Like, hello everyone. I will translate the words we say. Eric Thorpe is saying, "Hey Francis, I thought you were busy." All right,
get out of here. Not enough for Francis, though.
Yeah, of course. We're never busy for Francis.
Exactly.
Dan is straight in there with "Hey everyone." Dan, you're like the hype man of the world. You're like Anthony's PI. He'll be president with you behind him, Dan. All right.
Dan, tell him Paul says hi. I
can't. And Magpie Movies is saying, how the hell we all just finished Suicide Squad? Gunn really went for it. It was great. And we're going to touch on it soon because we're just going to get through the comments, and we'll probably just jump straight into that, guys. Because that seems to be the hot topic of the day, of the week, really. Francis is saying, "Hey, Eric, wrestling must suck." Where's Mr. Jace? Jace will pop in the bottom of the screen, and we'll invite him in. We're looking forward to him joining in. Eric is saying, "Suicide Squad 2016 was terrible, not fine, in my honest opinion." Ha ha. I don't know why the maniacal laugh at the end, but I can say like I enjoyed it for what it is, kind of the way I enjoy Con Air, because Con Air isn't the best film going, but it's just like stupid fun. Like it's not the best action film ever made. Like there's so many better made action films, but I'm always gonna go to Con Air because it's just turn your brain off and sit back and enjoy it.
Paul, what are your thoughts on the 2016 Suicide Squad?
Yes, Paul. Please go.
Yeah, so again, we were talking about the trailer for it earlier. What song was it? It was playing on the trailer. You were talking about it in your review.
Bee Gees.
Yeah, that trailer was fantastic for it. So that got me hyped.
Beautiful trailer, beautiful.
Yeah, it's really. You could watch that now. It's still a brilliant trailer for a movie. But so I bought into the hype. I went to watch it midnight screening, I think, with a few of my friends. I remember walking out, and I was quite hyped on it. I thought, that was a really good film. But I think it was just a fanboy in me, like, yeah, it was amazing. But then I think I bought it when it came out, rewatched it a couple of times, and you know how it is. You rewatch a film, you can start picking the holes in it and whatnot. And it's an okay film. It's a slap bang average comic book movie, like another film we were talking about, in my opinion.
Well, spoilers.
I'm used to this.
No, it's all good. But
no, that was good.
I have a strong affinity for that film because my mum loved it so much. Seeing her enjoy it, I kind of enjoy it more because I'm seeing it through her eyes, and seeing how much she enjoys the film, I kind of enjoy it more. It's a weird little dynamic. But D Movie Man has a question for us, guys. Paul, we'll start with you. How does your YouTube channel compare to how you originally envisioned it, and is it very similar or different to how you did so?
That's a good question, man.
He always comes out with the good questions, by the way, D Movie Man.
Yeah, okay, cool. My channel was originally just going to be movie reviews, and as I've learned more, it's like learning anything. You just learn how to do more, get more confident with yourself. I've just last couple of weeks started going into my own live streams. You were on mine the other day, Joe. We started doing Watch Your Own Wednesdays, where me and my co-host Luke, Movie Master 1987, where we just sit down, watch one of our favorite films, and just rip on it. It's a learning curve. I'm learning something new on YouTube every single day. Without blowing steam up my own self, I feel since I go back and watch my older videos, even though I only started like 5 months ago, quite frequently, just to see how much I've got a bit more confident. And I see it, and a lot of people have mentioned that they've seen the confidence raising and that, but I've not been doing it that long. But like I said, every day is a learning curve.
100% agreeing. Great points there. And what you funny you said there about being here 5 months long. Like I've been on it since December, the mid-December. But it feels like I've been on there forever. Not in a bad way. It just feels like YouTube's always been a part of my life. I can't think of life without YouTube involved in it now. And the amount of videos you do, like I've only done about 80, but that's a lot of time and effort put into one video. And I think like Shawn, for example, you do so many reviews, and the time and effort, because people just think you just sit there in front of your screen, record, but you have to remember, you have to watch those programs, you have to write notes, you have to put everything into cohesive, like script form, however you do it. Then you've got to record it and edit it, and then put it onto the screen, and then go on to the next one and the next one. And people just think it's a case of you going, "Hi guys," one red button, and ta-da, views. That's all. But Shawn, the question from D-Man to you yourself, is it the same as you envisioned, or has it changed?
So Paul, I just want to say I have seen you grow so much since you started, and I think whenever I talk to you, talk to Dan about you, I always say like he's the man, the myth, the legend. Like I see you going so far. So I'm so happy that you're here.
I was going to say, I don't mean to interrupt you, Shawn. I apologize.
No,
I was going to say, when I first started doing YouTube, I initially thought it was going to be sort of a dog-eat-dog world sort of thing. And I've said this before. I thought I was going to go in, start recording reviews, and people would be coming along going, who's this guy, trying to take off views or whatever. But since I've met all you guys, amongst others, man, it feels like a commodity. It makes you keep wanting to keep making more content.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. The community is great here. And it can get ugly, but at the same time, you just got to stick to the people that are going to treat you right. But when it comes to my YouTube channel, how I originally envisioned it, it was going to be all about obscure animation. And you can actually go back to the very beginning of my channel and look at these videos with my friend Morgan, but we're going to just talk about really old, weird animated movies. And now it's become what it is a year later. So, yep, it's definitely changed.
And you've grown so much, Shawn. It's like you're almost up to 3K, which is ridiculously amazing, man. But the work there, I think you're like the Oracle, like like the vase. You know what I mean? Have a cookie. You're like that. You're like the Oracle from the Matrix. To all of us, you can foresee the future. That was Shawn. To be honest, with Shawn, I remember when I first started, I mentioned it before. It was my Willy's Wonderland review, and literally Shawn commented on it, and then he subscribed to me, and I looked at his stuff, and I was like, oh my god, someone who's got like 1,200 subscribers likes my stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's the best deal. Honestly, I'm not just saying that because I thought to myself, that was like an achievement for me. Like that was my first goal. Not even a goal. It was like a little platinum trophy on PlayStation. I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing that can happen to me. And then I think him and Ricky from Old AF Reviewers, 3 subscribers give or take. And literally and I think we can all agree, Shawn. Again, this is not trying to make you feel shy or anything on camera, but Shawn's the most supportive guy on YouTube of all time. Literally, he's always got your back. Whether you're on 20 subscribers or 20,000, he's always there for you.
It doesn't matter how many subscribers you have. That's at the end of the day, that's the thing. I feel like you need to stay humble and you just need to continue supporting other people because they're not doing the same thing as you. They're completely different. So support what they're doing and they will support you back and the karma will come back to you, vice versa.
True. And Dan, to yourself, my friend, how did your channel start out? Is it the same vision as day one, or is it sort of evolved as you've gone along?
It's pretty much the same as I always pictured. I mean, I've gotten more, like you guys have said, more funny. I use my awkwardness
and sexy.
Funny. Thank you. And I use my awkwardness. When I make mistakes, I use that as comedy. I'm honest. I think if I don't know a film term or something, I'll say that I don't know it. But no, it's pretty much the same as I always envisioned it. So I do want to say though, he must have retracted this comment and put another one because he said personal example. I originally wasn't going to appear on camera. D-Movie Man wasn't originally going to appear on camera.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I'm glad he does because he has such a presence.
Hell yeah!
I love his channel. He's so well presented, D-Man. So he's got great stuff. I'll touch on myself really quick because I don't want to go into it too much. But I started off just because I love movies, and I see people online talking about films. And I'm like, I've got a different perspective. I've got a voice I want to put out there, and I was trying to be straight-laced. My Queen's Gambit review is my first ever review, and it had a bit of my humor in there, but it was quite down the line. And then I've done a film called PAUL, which is a very nichey, under the radar horror no one really knows about. It's really good. It's with I forget his name now. Will Wheaton. He's in it. And I watched it and I thought to myself, and basically the premise of the film is there's a guy in a VCR tape talking to the guy watching it. And I thought to myself, what if I do a review where I implement that? So I have someone speaking to me. It's me dressed up as the guy on the screen. And that's where my channel evolved. And it's always changing because the rating system has changed recently. But like you're saying, Paul, you never stop evolving. because if you don't move, if you don't adapt and change, you're just gonna go stale or lose interest and never really
I
innovate.
feel like you'll bore yourself as well if you don't keep trying new things.
You do, exactly. It happens.
No, it does. 100% does. But we're going to move on with the comments, guys. We're getting lots. This is always good. Raise your hands. But it's so basically, Eric is saying, oh, Shawn's just raising the 1. Oh, Paul's raising the 2. Man, raise 3. Raise 3 hands. So Eric is saying Margot is the only saving grace, but that wasn't enough. I think he's talking about the first movie. I think there was a few good elements, but yeah, she was like the standout in that film by far. I think for me personally, that's the best she's been as Harley, but well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll talk about it later.
Yes.
The Upside Down, Jace will be on soon. Yes, he will. Eric is saying, I like the Green Knight, but not over the moon for it. To each their own, Eric. You know, like I haven't seen it yet. Sean's seen it. Sean was disappointed.
I saw it.
Disappointed.
Yeah. Dan, what did you think of it?
It's like a disappointment factor. I think that I'm not like I liked it, but I'm not over the moon for it. So that's where my disappointment comes from.
You didn't hit those marks.
I found a lot of it boring, and it didn't come together in the end. It didn't answer, a lot of the questions that we had. And yeah, it was a letdown. And I'm not even that big of a fan of the genre. As you guys know, some of you guys know, Paul, I don't know if you know, I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Okay.
Sean, no. Sean, restrain yourself. Please, no. We've spoken about this.
I'll
training.
Sean back.
Oh no! Abandon ship! Abandon me!
But no, yeah. So it was fine. I didn't hate it, but yeah.
Cool. Magpie Movies is saying, I'm looking forward to seeing Free Guy though. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
I'm looking fun.
And word on the street is that it's a really damn good movie. And so I was expecting, it's been delayed for so long that it was just going to be like the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. And it's like Ryan Reynolds like phoning it in. But with this, I feel like I've heard so many great things. So I'm excited.
Well, I didn't realize the girl from, I forget her name, but the actress who plays. Yeah, I didn't know. I saw her face because I went to see Suicide Squad. I saw her face obviously on the big screen. I was like, oh my God, it's her. And I love her as an actress. She's so good. Really, really talented. So I can't wait to see that. Paul, is that one in your list, Free Guy?
Yeah, I'm optimistic about it. I will check it out because Ryan Reynolds, I love Ryan Reynolds. But a few reviews come out today or maybe yesterday. It's getting quite good reviews, which has hyped me up a little bit more. The trailer
Paul, don't do it again.
I know, yeah, I need to stop doing it. I can tell myself not to do it as well, but the trailer didn't really sell me on it, but the reviews are, so I'll check it out.
I tell you what sold me on it, the Deadpool trailer of it. The Deadpool trailer reaction of the film made me want to see it more than the actual trailer.
Yeah.
With like Korg from Thor and
yeah.
I want a Deadpool Korg movie. That'd be hilarious. Just the stupidest film ever made. Oh, I'd love to see that film.
Deadpool 3, bring it on.
Yeah, man.
You never know, Sean. The day is young. Florentina is saying, we talked about this the other day, but the Fassbender, I can't pronounce his name, Macbeth looked so promising, and it was really disappointing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've never seen
it, but I hear it's disappointing.
So Fassbender brought on the director from Macbeth because he loved him so much and was like, we work super well together, so let's do Assassin's Creed. And then Assassin's Creed failed too. So now this guy, this director, I'm sorry, but he's now done like 2 really disappointing films. So I think his career is canned at the moment. But yeah, no, the Macbeth it's not that great.
He's had a bit of problems, isn't he, Fassbender? He's never really like, apart from the X-Men movies and a few other films, he's never really like
Shame. He's so good in Shame. If anyone has seen that movie, they have got to see that. It's so good.
No, I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna write that one down. Thing is, last week when I did streams with you, Paul, and last week I had all these films coming at me, and I was like, no, I can't remember them all. I'm gonna write down Shame. Isn't the girl from Game of Thrones, is it? Shame. Shame. Oh, you haven't used it? Have you not seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
The
that's a brutal episode. It was bringing me back bad memories. That was a brutal episode.
I'm so sorry. Let's go through the comments more. Sorry. D-Man again. What's your favorite or least favorite A24 film? Interesting. Hereditary. It's probably my favorite. Is that A24?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that's my favorite. And it got slated. Like every single person I spoke to didn't like it. They thought it's not good. And I saw it, but you've got to see it from how it's meant to be portrayed. And I've mentioned it to you before, Shawn. It's the lambs to the slaughter perspective. You're seeing it from the side of the fence. You never see it from normally. Normally you see this house and there's spirits trying to get them, but you're aware there are spirits. This was a film where you don't until the last 15 minutes, and horrifying stuff. Like we see Toni Collette, one of the most underrated actresses on the planet. She is amazing. Yes. She's so good in that film. I would say my most least is St. Maud. You know, I'm gonna be honest. St. Maud was good, but it was raved about so badly. And then where is it now? It just didn't do it for me. But it was a good experience the one time, but not again. Yeah, Dan, go start with you.
Yeah. With A24 in general, I feel like they market their films for the wider audience, and they shouldn't do that because people are going in expecting a cliche horror movie, and it's not, and they're not that. But I want to say my favorite might be Hereditary as well. Yeah, and then my least favorite is second least favorite is probably The Green Knight, but my least favorite is probably It Comes at Night. I did not like that one.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was just yeah, I didn't like it.
I've heard the trailer really screwed that film over, though. Apparently, what you got in the trailer, and no, ironically, a trailer that made it look so good, but the film wasn't actually quite as good as it seemed to be. Interesting. Shawn Vaughn, what about yourself, sir?
My favorite A24 film. I'm not going to do Hereditary, even though it is probably my favorite.
Killing you. You know you want to. Come to us, Shawn.
I'm going to go with one of their first films, and it's going to be so divisive, and I don't care. It's Spring Breakers, and I love this movie. I think it's so underrated, and I think people look at it at like from a certain perspective, like it's trying to just be like this schlocky, bad spring break movie, but it has more to say than it at first glance. So I love Spring Breakers, and I think James Franco, as much as he's canceled, I think he gives a good performance. My least favorite, yeah, I think he's fit. I literally wrote a whole expose way back in the day about how James Franco should win the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, but we won't go there. My least favorite A24 film, I'm going to go with Zola, also because it was so disappointing. And everyone keeps hyping this movie. And it's also getting tiring to me because I do not see what people are seeing. I think it's a flat line of a film. I loved Taylor Page in it. But besides that,
I saw that on Instagram, like Zola. Everyone's saying Zola's like, you need to watch it. And I was like, have I missed this one? But yeah, like I'm hearing like what you're saying now, and yeah, it's split down the middle in it. Some people don't like it, but some people are saying it's one of the best films ever made. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'll wait for it to come on Netflix or something. Paul, are you an A24 man, or are you sort of not your kind of thing?
I was reading the question. I was like, I've probably seen a lot of A24 films. I just didn't realize they were made by them. So I'm probably going to have to echo a few of yours. Hereditary, I would probably say my favorite, because that's one of my favorite horror films of like the last 10 years. Yeah, loved it. And the least favorite was It Comes at Night. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I remember watching that and I didn't vibe with it at all. It's very boring. So I will use them too. But I love Hereditary. What a film that is.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, massively underrated. Everything horror. Everything is cool when you work as a team. He's in the house. He's saying, "What's up, guys? This is a nice looking stream. Thank you very much. We all moisturized before we came online." Everything. Hi, Paul. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too, mate. Appreciate it. All right, good.
No
Sorry.
problem. D-Man is saying, okay. Oh, okay. It's same question from D-Man. He really wants us to answer that.
Okay.
My dude is back in the building. King needs
What's up?
One of
Hey,
my favorite names on YouTube. I always tell him, I love that name, King Need Gore.
And he's
What a
great.
name.
I love the
Great
name,
version.
and he's a good guy.
Yeah.
No, he's wicked. Like he bought a video the other day for like underrated horror films, and there are some gems and a half. I've written so many down. Like just great channel, really nice guy as well, really supportive. Did he say he watched Endgame 6 times? That's like 18 hours of Thanos. Dan.
Yeah.
What will we do with you, my friend? When you say it like that, it's actually quite terrible, isn't it? 18 hours on one movie in about 5 days.
I don't know.
But at the same time,
Shawn saw 11 times of The Lord of the Rings, so that's a lot more.
but Dan, he gives you
A
props.
lot
He
of
says,
hours of
legend.
Gandalf.
100 hours of Legolas.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, so this is the retracted comment I was talking about earlier. So, thank you again for that question, D-Man. And again, oh my, the other half. Okay, so, oh god. So Geeky says I live under a rock because I've hardly seen any movie. She hasn't seen Wizard of Oz, Grease, Gladiator, the OGs. However, a couple of my favorites that he hasn't seen are Ex Machina and Catch Me If You Can. What are your thoughts, guys?
Ex Machina is a fantastic film. That took me for a ride, that movie. Brilliant film.
I swear, Xanthi, if you've ruined me and Sean's relationship because of this one comment, we are donezoed, all right?
That's another A24 film, by the way, Ex Machina.
Is it?
And, yeah, and Joe, give me a break, dude. What?
I'm sorry.
I haven't seen either Joe.
Dan, me and Dan are in the trenches. I love it. Me and Dan are going to come over. Come on, everyone.
That's
Dude,
your girlfriend doing that, Joe.
Oh god, my subscriber count, I'm down to 5. What have you done to me? Florentina is saying Ex Machina. You know what? I just think of Ex Machina. Is an incredible film. You know what? Again, Dan, I'm gonna do you, man. I'm gonna do my lists. The lists are coming out.
It's on my list. They're both on my list, but
Everything Horror is saying, "What's up? King needs gore again." Some good connections happening today. I've lost my place. Need to scroll back up. Let's sing a song while I do this. I'm scrolling up. I found where I am. Okay, here we are. Peace and love. Yes, Florentina. There we go. There's the love. This is such a
growing.
I've got Florentina special guesting on my stream on Sunday. You guys want to come along?
there we go. Really?
Yeah,
100%.
That'd be really cool. I'm free on Sunday. I've got plans on Friday, but my girlfriend for screw me over. You make your own plans, all right? I'm spending it with Paul and his live stream. So King Needs Gore is saying, howdy everyone, horror loving a little skull. Okay, D Movie Brand saying, name a film with a very bizarre and unexpected cameo appearance. Oh my, that's like D-Man with these questions.
I have one.
Yeah.
I mean, this was the first one that came to mind. In Thor Ragnarok, when Matt Damon.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
and Stan Neill as well.
Yeah, it was so unexpected. And one more. I wouldn't say this one was unexpected though, but I didn't expect it. But when you know the relationship between the two, it's expected. In Hobbs and Shaw, when Kevin Hart showed up, I wasn't expecting that, but I mean, like after it appears, you're like, okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That's a hard question. If you guys know, just jump in. I need to think.
The first one that come to my head that was a dead unexpected one was in Scream 3 when Jay and Silent Bob are just hanging outside of the
so random. Because that was Miramax as well.
But then in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, the movie, they go to the Miramax studio as well. So it's like it's a crossover sort of thing. It was weird.
Yeah.
I love that film, by the way.
Mm.
James,
A little
Bond
bit
Street.
too meta for my liking, though. Just
Okay.
a little bit too much.
I'm trying to think of
Mine's Matt Damon again in fucking Interstellar.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And I love that movie, but Matt Damon showing up in that movie like so late in the game was just like, what does he do? And he's like the villain. So that was a little much for me.
I don't think he was credited or anything. Was he in like the advertisement for it or anything, Matt Damon?
Wait, guys, in Deadpool 2, when the X-Force they all die and the Invisible Man is someone. Who's the Invisible Man?
Brad Pitt.
Oh yes, that was kind of I wasn't expecting that either.
It's just
How do I not remember that?
So there's another. Matt Damon's been in a few, and there was one where he was by. Was it it wasn't Transformers? What was the one where he was by a fire pit and he was just with his hands and the car gets stolen? But that was I'm trying to think now. It's been in a few. I'll never. It's gonna annoy me now. But I know he was just in it, and it made no. It was like a nothing cameo. But I would say my one's probably
Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street was quite a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
I can't think of any, to be honest. Yeah, I would say probably there's a film called is it Dreamwalkers? It's a horror film by Stephen King. Where about these cats like it's a really strange film, but literally every person that shouldn't be in that film, like Stephen, all these random directors and actors are in it that have no place being in it. But it's because they're all friends, they just all turn up. It's the only one I could think of. That's a great question. It really threw me. How dare you, D-Man, throw me off? But great question. Oh, we have Lisa Loves in the building.
She's going to be on the stream soon.
Yes.
I can't wait for Lisa to be on. I can't wait to talk to him. Lisa's great.
Yeah.
Ross Cooley. Paul Tams, the legend.
Yes, it's my good friend work.
Paul, did you know this? Did you know you're a legend?
He's not out drinking at the moment, so don't know what's going on with him.
No, Ross, you're right. Paul is a great guy with a great channel. And Florentina is saying, agreed. This community is so great. It's amazing community. Like Paul was saying, I came in thinking it's me against the world. I'm going to do my own thing. I'll be happy if I get 100 subscribers in 1 year. And via meeting everyone, like all three of you, Jace, John, Anthony, and everyone else, Lisa, Florentina, Danny, everyone, Ricky. It's such a fun community. We've all got each other's backs. We all know the score, and it's an amazing community. It's really good community.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
King Needs Gore is saying it's a vibe. This is my second channel. I found all of you all individually. Turned out you're all part of the same group. A small world. We all like movies, so it's dope. It's weird, isn't it? Because it's literally like
Yeah, I like that, man.
cheers.
Yeah.
Dan, raise your dead body that's on the side. There we go. Like, can't lift it. He's too heavy. He's still kicking. But yeah, so no, it is funny because obviously I met King Needs Gore through Night Watch Zone. And we've all, and obviously Paul, you met him via different. We've all met like D Movie Man, Florentina, Lisa. We've all met him through each other or through our own natural ways. But we all, it's weird. It's like being in a small town, like on a soap opera. You know what I mean? Where we all know each other, but it's via electronically, not in person.
That's a soap I'd watch as well.
Pardon?
I agree.
That's a soap I'd watch.
So the troublemaker is saying, yes, Dan, and you're hilarious as John Wick.
Oh,
he's hilarious, all right? Dan,
brilliant.
me and Xanthi, we watched that together when he done my 100 subscriber video, and we were dying of laughter because it just came out of nowhere, but I loved it. It was so funny. More John Wick. Put your hands up if you want more Dan Wick.
Dan Wick in the house.
Dan Wick for the win. And also, give those hands up, guys, in the comments if you want some more Dan Wick in your lives, all right? Give those thumbs up. Okay, Florentina. Florentina is saying, yeah, even though we're all doing reviews, we all do such different things and have our own specialist subjects. Exactly. Like I can't like Shawn's put me onto so many things I would never have thought of. The main one being he'll know what it is straight away. I think I care a lot. I would never have watched that. Shawn watched it and he went to me, I'll check it out and see what you think. And it was one of my favorite films of the year, so easily in my top 5. I care a lot. Such a good film. We've never seen it, but yeah, we all do different things. Like I love my shadow films. Obviously, Shawn does more of like the TV programs that people won't know about, or the, like you said, the niche films, the ones a bit more underground, not you like your main blockbusters, and you push those films forward. And as a result, I've seen so many more films I would never have checked out. But yeah, it's so good that we all do different things.
Paul, what is your what would you say that your niche is in YouTube, like in film?
It's a good question because when I first started it, I didn't want to fall into the trap of being classed as a horror channel, for instance. I love horror films, but I also love all different sort of films. I don't know, like blockbusters are my big movies, but I've seen so many. But it's a case of deciding when to do a review on it at a certain time, if that makes sense. When I first started YouTube, that's the one thing I didn't want to do. I didn't want to pigeonhole myself into just one genre. I was very cautious of not doing that.
That's interesting. I'm touching that really quickly. When I first started, I wasn't going to be horror at all. And it was January, and there was hardly any films out. It was literally, there was nothing. I love horror films, but I was thinking I want to touch on all kinds of films. But the one film that was out the most were horror films that are on Shudder. So I ended up watching Shudder films. And one of them I got put onto because of Host. So I watched Host as my first Shudder film, which was amazing. And I thought, this is really good. I'm going to cover all Shudder films. And what an amazing idea that's been ever since. But yeah, we'll cover different things. But Dan,
there's some good ones though. There's like some diamonds in the rough.
Vicious Fun being one.
Paul, when you said that you liked anime and the Raid and the Raid 2, that's when I was like, I like this guy.
I wanted to try and put anime into my channel, but again, I'm very conscious that I know it's a niche thing and there's hundreds of channels out there that are dedicated to it. So I've tried sprinkling it in here and there, but I've got ideas, man. Like I say, I'm still quite, an early channel, so I've got things in my head I want to do.
But you're killing it, man. You're literally almost up to 300 subs. Your Ghostbusters trailer hit over 5,000 subs. So 5,000 views. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Things like Excelsior. Now that's amazing. But like you said, we're all ever changing. Yeah. Everything horror is saying, you just got to be genuine. You're all doing so great. I agree, and thanks so much, my friend. We'll do the best we can.
Absolutely.
Lisa saying Rent-A-Pal is a fun one. Again, guys, that's the first film I reviewed this year. My first ever movie review. And it's a fun one. If you never watched it, check it out. It's not like, oh my god, this is amazing, but it is a fun little film. Has anyone seen it at all? Have you guys? Or have you not seen it? It's a fun one, It's just not bad. Screen Kings, Kevin in the house. There he goes. Hey guys, for me, I never imagined being friends with all of you. That's the biggest win, honestly. Oh, the feels. Honestly, you've got me right there. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. Like Kevin's got an amazing channel. Like I put him on at work, and he almost is like Dan. Dan, you got such an ASMR voice that I'm watching you at work, and I'm just like, must listen to Dan. And the same with Kevin. Kevin's got such a nice fluidity to the way he speaks. It's very just calming, isn't it, when you watch his videos? I find anyway.
And also so well spoken. Like his vocabulary is on a different level. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'm getting news in. There's a new guy in town. His name is Burja. Is in the building. Goodbye, Jace. So Jace, no, bro.
All I needed. That's enough chilling on Friday for me.
Thanks for the cameo, Jace. See you next Friday at the same time, same channel.
Weren't you guys just talking about cameos like a couple minutes ago? There you go.
Yeah.
And I'll just add in 1 second, guys. Our question of the week, if you haven't joined us from the beginning, name some amazing trailers for films that have ended up being let down. So amazing trailers for films that ended up letting you down. So if you've just joined us, try and chime in. So what you think?
The first Suicide Squad.
Oh, Dan said that the savagery is on point today.
Yeah, I loved the trailers for that movie, and I don't love that movie.
Yeah.
But Jace, if you were a trailer, I would love you.
And if I was a vegetable, Joe, I'd be a carrot with you.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Oh, wait, also, real quick, I'm terribly sorry. I just want to say, Paul, hi, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too, man. I was going.
It's good, man. Good to see you.
My friend.
Your screen.
Yes. Cheers, man. Thank you so much for being here with us.
No,
Are you
appreciate
drinking the same drink Shawn was drinking?
What are you drinking, John?
Truly.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Let me go get one.
Wow, is there something we said? Nice one, Jace. But Jace, how you doing, my friend? Great to see you. Because obviously we're missing two partners in crime tonight with our dudes Anthony and John. But it's good to see you in the party, making it a fantastic five. Shawn's back with Truly Mandy Dinkling. What flavor is that, Shawn?
It is berry punch, and we are now sponsoring Truly. So thank you.
Yeah. Truly sponsors of the Cinema Squad.
Now it's a party.
So Florentina guys is saying, yeah, I'm really hyped for Free Guy. Excited to see Jodie Comer. Yeah, she's incredible. In Free Guy, yeah, she's amazing. Like on Graham Norton shows, if you've ever caught her on there, she can do so many different accents. It's disgusting. Really talented. Really talented. D-Movie Man, yeah, Jodie Comer is great. I was introduced to her in The White Princess. I've never heard of that film or program.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
Dan?
No,
Make a listener.
Yeah.
Interesting. We learn something new every day, guys. The White Princess. I've written it down. We'll discuss it at the after party. King Needs Gore saying, I feel like the folks that couldn't enjoy Hereditary probably didn't enjoy Rosemary's Baby either. All about building the trap. It Comes at Night was a dud. Yeah.
He's on point.
Yeah,
completely on
he summed it up perfectly then. I summed it up perfectly. Yeah. It's about building the trap. You're watching the trap being built around these people, and then you're seeing the spring at the very end. And I love that. I thought it was so original. And of course, we've spoken about it before in our shocking moments, the head on the lamppost bit and then seeing the ants all over it. That was the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. It was awful.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Yeah, that's a creepy film. That really did creep me out, Hereditary.
I brought pizza for everybody, by the way.
Pizza!
Yeah, it's just go to the back room. You'll get it.
Imagine just a peek behind Jace. I was like, how? But it's like the TVA sponsors of the Cinema Squad.
If only we could have planned this ahead of time, so everyone had pizza and actually went back and grabbed it. I'm sure that would have been.
I actually do have pizza, so I could have done that.
Next stream.
You always have pizza, Dan.
Yeah, it wasn't that good tonight though.
Dan's like Mary Poppins. He opens up his bag and just pulls out like strings of pizza. Pizza. Everything Horror is saying non-horror related good time is amazing.
Yes. Everything horror. Yes.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a really good one.
I've never seen it.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm writing this one down.
It, but...
And that was the first role that I was like, okay, Robert Pattinson is actually doing something different and trying something different. And then since Good Time, I feel like he keeps growing and doing different roles. And now I'm like, okay, this guy can play Batman.
Yes.
Oh,
and I love him in The Lighthouse as well. That was a great film.
Oh wait, yeah, Lighthouse. I've been dying to see.
I like Lighthouse. I thought it was good.
Also, 824.
There we go.
Really?
Killing it.
Did not realize that was them.
Okay, guys. King Needs Gore is saying Spring Breakers is understated. Same as Zola, just as good. Shawn, what are your thoughts, my friend? Your reaction tells 1,000 words.
He just took my two, my favorite, like my favorite, and then my least favorite, and put them together. So I'll end there with that. I think Spring Breakers is understated and underrated. I think Zola is trying to be Spring Breakers, but that just might be me.
I read the tweet thread that Zola's based on, and I was interested in seeing the movie still, even though you didn't like it. So I'm still gonna check it out, I think, at some point. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember, it was on my list. Like, it looked like it was gonna be a dud. It was on my list of trailers I didn't think looked good, and I didn't think it was gonna be a good movie.
I think it's one of those films, like you said, Shawn, like you just catch it on a rainy day. If you've got nothing else to watch, just stick it on and see what you think. But we have a new guest in the comments, guys. Angela from Morbid Heart Design. Angela is a fantastic artist, guys. You go and check out her work. And what I love about her channel is she will do something. She was recording herself like creating art, and she will do a review at the same time, which I think is a genius idea. Like, you're showing off your talent, but also showing off your other talent of reviewing a film at the same time, which is excellent. And she, again, such a relaxing channel to watch as well. Great. So make sure you connect with Angela after this stream. She's a great channel. She's saying hello. You are streaming when I say hey, which is always good. Always good. She's also at King Needs Gore, waves enthusiastically. Let's all wave enthusiastically at Angela. King Needs Gore is saying, no! Zola is excellent. It captured that grimy early 2000s burnout era. Not for everyone, though. Yeah. What is it? Faux show mean? Oh, faux show. I thought it was like feeding others shawarma. Hello. I thought it was like an acronym.
To his comment, I feel like Zola had a lot of things going for it. I think the lead actress is fantastic. And I think, but I just feel like it was trying to do something and it never got there. And once again, it's based on a Twitter story that was happening in live. So it just feels like it's like going up and then it just kind of like it never really goes anywhere. But that's just me once again. Filmmaking is all subjective.
That's exactly about to say, Dan. There's nothing worse than that, especially with horror films. Those first 5 minutes are so important in a horror film. They either pull you in or it's like, see you later. I've put in so many horror films where you're just like, I've committed. I've got to watch it now. And then there's some where you're like, what is going on here? But then at the same time, they can drop the ball at the very end with a terrible ending because they're trying to subvert your expectations. Like, it can go both ways. Also, guys, we've got 16 people watching us right now. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Party time's around.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Happy Friday.
Yes.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. TGI.
It's now Saturday for us, Jen.
It is. Oh, it is. Happy Saturday, everyone. Good night. Shawn, take the wheel. But it's King, no, don't fall asleep. King Needs Gore is saying, hey, at Morbid Hot Designs, the love in this room is too real for words. Everything Horror is also saying, agreed. Paul, it comes a night was disappointing. I'll take everyone's word on this. Jace, have you seen that film, or is that one that's escaped you?
It escaped me.
No problem. And we have a new guest in the building, Dragon Mooney Guy.
Brian.
Afternoon, everybody. Triple exclamation marks. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the party, pal.
I thought you were going to say welcome to the home of the mischief makers.
No. This is not about me. This is a team effort. Okay, this is all about us.
Maybe we're all mischief makers. How do you know?
Oh my! You're just a tease, aren't you, Jace? For your crust. Here we go. So we've got King Needs Gore. Thanks, y'all. So there you go. Jordan is showing appreciation. And we have someone else in the... Oh, Dan is bang on it. Hey, Brian. Dan, our spokesman PR. He's like Dick Dastardly racing ahead of us to the finish line, waiting for the comments to come in. Brian is saying, I watched Forrest Gump 10 times in theaters back in 94. My God. 10 times. It's a great film. Jace, we were speaking about this earlier. You missed out. What film have you watched in the cinema? It's come out. You're like, oh my goodness, I need to watch this before it leaves the cinemas. What film was that for you?
As far as recently, it's tough to say because I've only just kind of gotten back to going to the theater with them opening back up and stuff. I'm a sucker for anything superhero related. So I know that one that maybe it's not the one that like is the most, but the first one that popped in my head that like I knew, but like I got to see this as soon as it gets there, and I don't want to miss it. And I want to see it multiple times. Was between it's either The Dark Knight and Infinity War. I felt like kind of similar. I know they came out at different times, but those were both about like the same ones that popped up in my head. Which I mean, hey, it's typical answer. I mean, no one I think was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna wait until that goes out of theaters. But that was just the first thing that was like, I gotta see that. I mean, as soon as I saw the trailers for those, I was like, I'm gonna die a happy man if I see these.
I actually watched King Kong, Peter Jackson's 5 times. That's the most I've ever seen any film when it came out.
It's a long ass movie.
It's a long movie.
That's 15 hours with Jack Black.
Hey, the best night of my entire life, Paul. You take it back. Okay, leave him alone.
And that was fast maps as well.
I've lost my place again. Let's sing the song while I find my place.
I would say though, if I could have afforded to watch Forrest Gump 10 times back in '94, I was about 8. I probably would have. That's an incredible film.
I was 8 as well.
Really?
Show me age.
I know. Blockbuster videos. Brian is saying, hi, Dan. Brian, wave. And look who we got in the building, guys. Our dude Ricky from Old AF Reviewers. Family-friendly entertainer from up, down, left, or right. Yo, my bros. Hope all is well, Ricky. Welcome to the stream, my friend. I know it's late, so we can stick around. Great, but thank you for checking in with us. D Movie Man says, I didn't realize that restricted message still showed up. The horror. You should be so embarrassed of yourself, honestly. Dear me. Ryan is saying, of course I'm joking. It's Dragon Movie Guy is saying The Green Knight is an A24 film and it is an insult to the studio. Shawn, do you think it's an insult or not?
I think that it's not a horrible film. I might not be on the same level as Brian on it, but I agree with a lot of Brian's points. And if you want to see those, it's on Rob Christensen's and Brian's talk about The Green Knight, so you can see them there.
Definitely check that out.
Joe.
So, next message. Yes, Dan. Sorry, sir. Come on, darling. Talk to me.
No, not about this. I gotta remind you, though. Remember the deal. If you get 20 views on this video, PG has to show up.
Oh, no. I forgot about that.
John's been saying it in the chat. But
if everyone wants to leave, please remove yourself right now.
Don't do that.
No, don't do it. Stick around. We're losing him. Don't OD on me. Florentina is saying, yeah, can't wait for the stream. Paul, it's going to be fun. Of course, man.
Looking forward to it.
Paul was our first guest. Paul, how are you finding it so far? Are you having a good time chilling with us tonight?
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. I've been waiting for this for weeks, so
that's what I read. Like, you are an honorary Suicide Squad, Cinema Squad. We're going to get onto the Suicide Squad eventually, but the comments come in so fast. It's good times. Brian is saying Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers.
Oh, cameo.
Yeah.
Okay. That was hilarious. I love that cameo. Crack. That was the funniest part of the film for me.
It was.
Ma, where's the meatloaf? Me and my brother quoted that for the longest time, both me and my brother, and we never actually meant it, you know, but it would also like just we'd hear our mom crack up across the room whenever she'd hear us yell it out.
I'm just like looking, literally the view count went up to 19 for a second. And I was like, I was like, oh no. Jordan's saying, oh no, Shawn's hands up.
Oh no. I'm just waiting for it to hit 20. That's
I thought like Shawn was like, I'm pressing the red button now. Jordan's saying, I just want to see Green Knight for the ending. I hear it's just as pretentious as the original story. I want to see it just for what he's talking about. I'm intrigued now about that. Same with Old, like with John's review the other day. That got me intrigued because of the ending and the Shawn's eyes are like, run, Joe. Look at my eyes. Don't do it to yourself.
Save your money.
No. I don't think you're wasting your money on that necessarily. I mean, don't go in. It's like with anything else where it's like, just don't go in thinking it's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. It's just a really different experience. You can hands down watch that and say, I haven't seen anything like this before.
I could
I'm
say the
intrigued
same
to
thing about The Green Knight as well. There's a lot of things in that film that I have never seen before in cinema. Do I think it came together? No. Definitely not the ending. I think the ending is pretentious a little bit. And I think it has a lot to say about male testosterone and masculinity more than it needs to say. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what King Needs Score has to say about that. So we should see
let us know. Yeah. Angelo is saying never say Interstellar. Is that regarding the trailer question? Oh, Sean's face. My God, I need to capture that face and have it as a screensaver. He's so shocked. Sean, explain your shock, my friend. What brings this shock into your life?
It's my favorite Christopher Nolan film.
So I don't. I have to watch it again. I didn't love it. I liked it. I thought it was fine, but I don't know. I have to watch it again because sometimes when I rewatch movies, I like it more than I did the first time.
Paul,
I think Interstellar is an incredible film. I love the score. I think it's my favorite Hans Zimmer score, Interstellar.
Yep.
I remember watching the special features to it, and Hans Zimmer recorded the score for it in like a church on an organ, and I believe.
Has he frozen? Or have I frozen? Has life frozen?
Uh-oh.
Can anyone hear me?
He's gone. He's gone.
No.
Who's gone?
He's coming back. He's coming back.
I'm here.
It froze up.
Scared us for a second. I thought it was me. I was thinking, oh my, goodbye stream.
It's fine.
Cool.
I'm so curious. What were you saying about his score? It was got right to where he said, I believe.
I think I've read so he did the score in like a church on an organ, Hans Zimmer, and I'm pretty sure I've read he recorded that score before he even knew what the film was about. I'm sure I've read that. Which is quite interesting.
I just want to say,
insanely impressive if he did.
Sean, we're friends, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen Interstellar.
Oh,
Really?
That's
I've
okay. So what are you doing after the stream?
Hey, Joe.
My God, sounds like a party for two. I'll bring the popcorn.
Joe, we're friends, right?
Yeah,
I've never seen Interstellar either.
My God, it's a non-Interstellar.
That's one that I wanted to see in theaters, and I'm really disappointed in myself that I never did.
It looks amazing.
It's a menage a trois, so that's all that matters.
Menage. So
wait,
we're gonna.
In that case, I haven't seen it either.
My God. So we're going to go to Brian's message. He's saying, save yourself the 2 hours and 10 minutes unless you have insomnia. About Interstellar, I think he's saying, isn't he?
The Green Knight.
Green Knight.
About
Okay,
Green Knight.
And then he mentions Deadpool 2. He's talking about the trailer.
I was talking about the cameo.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Oh, and Lisa's coming in with Alanis Morissette in Dogma. Yeah, that was really random. Wasn't she God?
Yeah. Love that movie. Love that movie.
It's a little much. The whole movie's a little much, but
I just remember the picture of the really happy Jesus with his thumbs up. That's all I remember about that film. Everything horror is saying everyone in life.
The fact that they're in that movie life.
And Ryan Reynolds is like advertised, but spoiler.
Oh my God. He's like
film.
front and center, and if you've never seen it, spoilers. He's just.
I actually haven't seen it, but I knew about that.
King Needs Gore is saying, I'm a glutton for punishment. I probably will watch it. Will not be spending the cash though. Green Knight, I believe.
Green Knight, yeah.
I hope you see that in a way that is legal.
Okay. I'm gonna say, guys, we've got some comments to get through, but I think we should pause them for a second, and I think we should talk about Suicide Squad. So, guys,
I have to pee. I have to pee before this.
No worries. So, we've got a poll going on. Sean, I win the bet. You are the first one to go to the toilet. But guys, we're going to talk about the Suicide Squad in a moment. We've got more comments to go through, so obviously we're not going to miss all your messages and comments, but I'm not going to spoil the film too if you've not seen it. We're just going to touch on a few things, try and dance our way around. If we spoil anything, we'll just slap ourselves for being very naughty boys.
I'm about to slap the absolute crap out of myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Jace is gonna wind it up. Oh my. But yeah, just gonna make sure we have to see where the comments are. So I'm just gonna go down. There's some good. I'm really thank you very much for your comments, by the way, guys. It's really good. We're getting a lot tonight. And it's like I said, it's just because there's 5 of us here doesn't mean there's 5 of us here. There's all of you guys at home sitting down, chilling on a Friday or Saturday morning. So massively appreciate it. So thank you for joining us today. Like we'll talk about the movie. We'll cut into the comments again. Try and keep up. We'll keep the stream going, not for too long because we don't want to die like I did last week. I was like, no. In the morning, I was like, help me. I was dead last week. I literally stuff our little like post chat stuff, but it was fun.
I've got work in T-7 hours, so it's fine.
Cool is hardcore. I remember once when I was drinking one night, and literally I was up till for 24 hours. I had a few drinks with my friends, and then I went to work. I was bar manager, and some guy come in saying, "Hey, how's it going? I'm here for my trial." And I was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "Oh, you gave me the job the other day." And I was like, "What?" And literally, I had to check the cameras because I didn't believe him. But the day I drank all night with my friend from the army, I interviewed this guy and gave him the job. Couldn't remember I'd done it. He came in for his trial. So I was like, everyone's got that one friend in life. I know everyone on this stream in life and everyone in the comments has that one friend you can only see once every 3 months because they're just too much for you. You need about 1 week to get over a night out with them. Just one night every 3 months. That's all you can handle. And my mate from the army. Pardon?
Mine is.
I'm that friend.
You're that dude. Oh no. What have we done, guys? What have we invited to the stream?
My friend
I'm not.
that friend for me is Man of Movies, John.
John is a bad influence on us all.
Even though we talk every day.
And we will find him, guys. We'll find him. We'll see where he's gone. We
Well, I
know
might stick SmackDown on. Might see him in the crowd.
How
he's
awesome would
get
that?
tossed in the ring in the people's elbow.
He's got a sign saying, "Shooting the shiz for someone."
And Brian's leaving everyone, so I just bye, Brian. Brian's leaving.
Is
Bye,
he going? Oh, see you later,
Okay,
Brian, man. Have a good one. Well, what we'll do when Sean comes back, John is back. Oh my goodness, he's wearing his t-shirt. Love it.
Yeah, get lost.
Mate.
That's it. Get lost in the merch. Make sure you go to Sean's channel, pick one of those bad boys up today, as well as some truly alcoholic beverages. Sponsors of the Cinema Squad. So we've got a few more messages, guys, and then we'll try and chip for some. Then we'll go straight into the Suicide Squad. So Angela's saying ditto to that. So I think that's regarding that previous comment there. Regarding Green Knight. Aldo at least loves. Hello! Again, they're talking among themselves. Good. It's good to connect with us, but each other as well. And if you don't know each other, guys, make sure you go to each other's channels. I can speak English, I swear. But make sure you go to each other's channels and connect because you all good. Oh, Lord. Hey, it's my first time, okay? I've been here for 2 months, no? I can't keep this out forever. So, Least Loves is saying, Morbid Heart Designs. Sean, you're going to have to take the wheel seriously in a second. Hey, Designs. I have no idea how to add stuff. I don't know either. I try to do that all the time in live streams. It never works for me. It's a mystery. King Needs Gory is cheersing us, or cheers in the chat. Cheers to you, my friend. Morbid Heart Designs, you did it. You did it. It looks like. I don't know. I think Lisa done the app, but you didn't get. I don't think you get the highlight orange thing you get sometimes that shows that you have added someone.
Yeah.
It's really weird how that works. Always more Dan Wick. The hands are up. We need more Dan Wick in our lives. Dan, the people have spoken. When you do your next live stream, when you're the host, you know you must comments, okay? Florentina is throwing those hands up in the air like she just don't care. She wants more Dan Wick in her life. Lisa Loves. Shawn responsible for about half the movies on my must-watch list.
Shawn, I love how you you have this look as if like that's a bad thing. You're just like, it's a good thing to be known about. You know, that's the same thing. There's about a couple. I don't have like a written down list, but that I've tried to mentally keep track of. That there's definitely a couple that's like I have to check this out. Never heard of it before, but Shawn liked it a lot, so it must be great.
That's the plan. That I hope people, love the movies that I love and stay away from the movies that I hate. But at the same time, I want them to experience those too, because, like Jolt, a lot of people are loving Jolt, and I gave it a very low score. A lot of people are hating it, but I think the whole thing is about talking about movies that might not be well known because, for one reason or the other, it's not a blockbuster. So I don't know. I'm happy to bring them to your guys' attention.
Mr. Humble over here.
Talking about bringing things to people's attention, remember Paul is our special guest today. So if you've got any questions for him while he's in the chat with us this evening, make sure you throw the questions to him, because Paul's got a great channel. So make sure after the stream, go to his channel, subscribe to him, because he's a great guy. So ask him any questions while you have him here right now. Favorite film, favorite video game adaptation, anything where you got that plant in the background. What's his favorite IKEA flat pack? Ask him anything. So literally,
Kallax.
so ask him anything you like. Okay. So Morbid Heart Designs. The Shudder adventure has been great to watch. You picked some rough ones. The worst one I've watched, and Shawn, you were there from day one with this one, was Shook. Every review I watched was referring to that movie. That is one of the worst horror films I've seen in my life. And and then I watched Dreamcatcher. And then Dreamcatcher took the free. No, that was some bad times on Shudder, man. So talking about horrors, what is the worst horror film you guys have seen? Like in regards to it could be a Shudder film, but what's one of the horror films you're like, oh God, no, please?
Separation, I did not like.
Is
no
the
one
human
likes Separation, man.
What?
Is the Human Centipede considered a horror?
Yeah.
I call that a Tuesday night. That's why I like Taco Tuesday so much.
I despise that movie. I think that was one of the first times I definitively walked away from a movie and thought, what the hell did I just watch, and why did I just watch it? I feel like I truly wasted time of my life watching that movie.
Okay, so it's not like a worth one to watch if I have not seen it.
Like, other than to say that you've seen it. There's nothing good about it. It's really just like a disturbing visual. I mean, it's not even just like well put together. The ending is one of the dumbest endings I've ever seen in a movie, period. So, I mean, unless you just literally have nothing better to do, and maybe after a night like this when we all just get wasted and you're like, oh, let's put that on.
Have you seen it, Paul?
No, it doesn't ring a bell, no.
Oh,
the Human Centipede?
Oh, I've seen the first one. I don't even think I made it to the end. I generally don't think I've watched all the way through.
It's a terrible, terrible ending.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've heard nothing but bad things about it, to be fair. One that comes to my head straight away is a film. One of the first horror films I went to watch in the cinema was Halloween Resurrection. Because I just missed out on H2O because I wasn't old enough, but then I was for Resurrection, and it was terrible. Such a bad film.
You didn't like Busta Rhymes kicking
no, I didn't.
Myers out of a window with her.
What didn't?
What's not to love about that? That's the best thing in the horror history, right? Oh dear me! I'd love it if someone out there's got a tattoo of Busta Rhymes kicking Michael Myers out the window. Like if I had the guts, I'll get it done. But obviously, I don't want to get killed. Lisa Loves is saying, LOL, at the joy of reviewing Shudder movies. It's rough, Lisa, but to be honest, it's fun. It's more fun than reviewing the big blockbusters because there is no expectations apart from because no one reviews them. Like me and Shawn reviewed Caveat, and I think we're one of like 5 people that reviewed it. So that means because of that.
I was just gonna say that's like my most disappointing, bad horror movie, Caveat, because that movie had so much potential and then it squandered it, and it was just kind of a hot mess the whole entire time.
But the poster's wicked. That little hand holding the bunny like rabbit with the eyes, and then you watch it and you think, oh, you wasted him, wasted the opportunity. So, sorry, Dan, going back in time.
No, everything horror says Brahms, The Boy 2, and yeah, I agree with that. So The Boy 2 was not good. I didn't mind The Boy 1, but that was mostly for the twist. And
I haven't seen the Boy 2, but didn't they like retcon and do like a soft reboot of The Boy 1? Kind of ruined it.
It's the same director, same writer, I believe, and they literally retconned the stuff that happened in the first one.
No worries. Jace has been taken by a force of nature, apparently. Jace, we wish you good luck. Hope you
Going for more pizza.
Yeah, what did you do to him?
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Cool. No worries. We'll just go through the comments while I wait for Jace, guys. Everything horror. What do you guys think of Luis Guzman in the running for Gomez Adams in the new Tim Burton's Addams Family? One, I didn't know there was a new Addams Family coming out from Tim Burton, which could be really, really, really good. I can't stand the animated version. They got the designs really wrong, in my opinion, to how they look. Maybe it's because of the '90s versions. I'm kind of glued to them. Luis Guzman, I know who he is. He's one of those guys that appear in all these films, but he's not like a front and center actor. He's like a side character. But what do you guys think?
I don't know. So I don't really know. I'm trying to think about him. I don't know him. I don't know. I don't think.
If you see his face, you're like, oh, it's that dude. He's been in so many films, but he's not a main actor.
Okay.
I'm like you, man. I didn't know that Tim Burton was even doing an Addams Family movie, but I'd be interested to see it.
Because isn't Rob Zombie making the
Monsters? Yeah, that's what I was mixing it up with. Rob Zombie's doing Monsters, isn't he?
Which could be a
I
nightmare.
think Luis Guzman, and I like Luis Guzman, but he is not right for Gomez in any way. If anyone were to play Gomez, it would be Oscar Isaac.
Shawn, I was going to say that. I was about to say him. Perfect casting for Gomez.
And I think I'm pretty sure that he plays Oscar Isaac plays him in the or he plays them in the 2 animated films.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
But
Yeah,
like I can see that like in real life too. But yeah, I don't see Luis Guzman. I'm sorry. He's too like all over the place.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah. So Shawn, do you like the animated one or not? The new animated one?
No.
Me neither.
I haven't watched it. I just can't dig the style.
Yeah,
It's trying to capture the style of that 90s animated cartoon. And I watched that when I was a kid, and I loved it, but I don't think they did it right. It's not as creepy. It's too bright.
Shawn, is it Illumination?
No, it's that's a good question.
Because I think Illumination is not a good studio, pretty much. Like I don't have a movie in there that.
What else have they done, Dan? Dan, what else have Illumination done?
Oh,
Isn't
like
it?
Minions.
Yeah.
Secret Life of Pets. I guess the Despicable Me movies aren't bad though. The Despicable Me movies, like not the Minion one. Yeah.
The animated Addams Family is done by MGM Animation Studios, and Oscar Isaac is the person who plays Gomez. But I do see that in real life. I would like to see that. But I don't know. I don't think Luis Guzman is the right person.
Nah, he'd make more of an Uncle Fester than anything, really.
Yeah.
Than to a Gomez. Okay, so Lisa is saying to us, guys, Suicide Squad for the trailer is the one, and she's referring to the first one. So the trailer that she saw, and that first, I'm going to kind of about the first trailer really quick. The reason why that trailer is amazing is because they were sticking to that one style. They were going for like a French circus with like the little bell noises and like the instruments and like the ticking like Warner Brothers logo where it ticks. It was very much like a French circus, and they were going for this. And if they just stuck with that, I think would have had a much better film. But Batman vs Superman came out. It was too dark. They wanted to make it more like Marvel, made it all colorful, and they chopped it up to pieces. And yeah, we got what we want. I like it, but at the same time, I think they had just kept that French circus vibe back in the night, like carnival, like freak show from American Horror Story. That kind of feel to it. We could have a really good little movie, but alas, it was not.
Yeah.
Everything horror, Gretel and Hansel was very disappointing. I was very excited with the trailer, plus absolutely love the Black Coat's daughter.
Yes.
I've never seen it, so guys, jump in.
I agree completely. I thought the trailer made it look, wow, that actually looks not that bad. And then it was just boring. It was like really boring.
Who is in it, by the way?
Sophia, Beverly from It. Is it Sophia Lillis?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in it, and I don't know the other I don't know the which or the other.
No, I've not seen it, so I'm not too sure. To be fair,
It
was
was
also the one with what's his face, Hawkeye, and Gemma Arterton.
And
Isn't there
Gemma
one like that?
Arterton, yeah, that's the girdle and handful one he's talking about.
That's it, yeah.
Witch Hunters,
That's
yeah.
But the Blackcoat's daughter, I'm not sure of. But he says he absolutely loves the Blackcoat's daughter.
I hear it's good. It's A24 as well.
Okay, so I'm curious.
The Black Coat's daughter. What is so much to watch?
I believe.
Black Coat's daughter. I'll write that one down. Thank you, Everything Horror.
Yeah,
Angela
Emma Roberts is in it, I think.
is saying, "Oh, Emma Roberts. I love Emma Roberts. She's great in American Horror Story. Hereditary may have been too raw for some people. Many aren't willing to look at the grief the way Heredity makes you. Yeah, that's what the film kind of is about, isn't it? Dealing with grief. Everyone dealing with grief. It's funny, isn't it? Because the film, if you take away the supernatural element, it's a really good family drama, but it's got some really good horror integrated into it too. So it's got the best of both worlds, being an amazing family drama where they're dealing with the death of their daughter in a horrific way, but then really got these supernatural elements really interwoven really well. That makes you takes you in a different direction at the last minute, which really just pulls the rug beneath your feet. Really good.
It reminds me of The Exorcist, where they sort of went story first and then put the horror in, and
100%.
you just get locked into the story. It's not just trying to jump scares or gory. It's an engaging story, and by the end, you are locked into that film. I feel anyway.
I think with The Exorcist, when I first watched Exorcist as a kid, I didn't like it because of that very reason. It was just too much. I was used to my Halloween murder in the first 3 minutes and then straight into it. I was used to all of that. As Exorcist was Hereditary, it's a slow burn. But when you're 14 years old, you should be watching films like The Exorcist. Not because they're too scary, just because I don't think you're mentally ready to take on a story like that. Really appreciate what it's trying to do. That's why maybe later on in life when I watched it, I was like, this is actually a pretty good film. And I think Hereditary is one of those films where people looking back in 10 years' time and be like, actually, this is a good little film. Jace, Jump Scare City.
Classic horror.
He is. 100%.
Didn't even try to do that. Sorry, my dog was about to, for lack of better terms, urinate all over my carpet. So I decided to go ahead and make sure he didn't do that.
Did you throw pizza at him? Stop.
Yeah. How'd you know? Did you hear me throwing the pizza?
Now, guys, before I move on with more questions and more chat, I've just had I've got breaking news, which may shock you, but breaking news. Someone just come to me with footage of John's whereabouts.
What?
1 second. It's just been uploaded to me right now. I'm gonna. Okay. Yeah, I've got his file. I've literally just realized now that let's have a look, shall we?
Portrait of a young Puerto Rican man of movies. Jonathan Martinez is a YouTuber, perhaps best known as the Saw Guy. When his day is through, there's nothing he enjoys more than a hot shower before bed, washing away the stress, the pressures, and the grit of a hard day's work. What Jonathan doesn't know is that he'll never be able to cleanse himself of the nightmare he's about to endure, because Jonathan has just entered the Twilight Zone.
Hello, John.
I knew it was you, Dan.
Yo, I died when it first said otherwise known as the Saw Guy.
I know.
Brilliant.
The mystery itself, guys. That is where John is. He's not missing after all. Dan, What have you done with him?
Dan, stop biting your finger.
I was wondering.
Can we get a cheers to the production value of that skit?
Yes, it was good.
amazing,
It was
amazing. John and Anthony, your work paid off in dividends. It was so good.
Yeah.
I
Really,
love
really funny.
Anthony.
And we miss you.
Voice is brilliant.
Anthony's amazing. Such a great channel. We'll have to pay that. We'll have to pay that later because that was pretty funny. John, I'm glad you're safe. The missing poster can now come down. Morbid Art Design is saying virtual pizza party. Yeah, it is. We've got virtual pizza. Jace has got actual pizza.
We should actually do that. Like, all have pizza at the same time.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Oh, pizza's the best. I think we're all just like still recovering from seeing John in the shower. Shawn, your face was hilarious because I can see everyone's faces and everyone was like, it's so funny. Brian is saying, question for the group. The movie you had zero intention of watching, but got dragged into it by someone and ended up loving it.
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, God, I was one the other day.
Wow, that's a good question.
I'm going to go recently, just today, is Jungle Cruise. I had no intention of watching it. My girlfriend was like, should we check it out? I was like, you know what, there's nothing better to do. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you love that, Paul, because I wasn't expecting to love it either. And it as much as it's cheesy and whatnot, like, and there's some issues, like, it's still a really fun movie.
I say in my review, it's a film you can put on a rainy Sunday afternoon and just enjoy. It's harmless. It's an innocent film, but I had a crack of it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
I
I really can't think of any. I know there's some. Probably like
Shawn, you seem so sure about it. What was yours?
Mine is David Gordon Green's Halloween. I was so like not expecting anything. I'm like, okay, this independent film director is coming in with why am I his name is escaping me. Anyway, Danny McBride. Yes, thank you. They're coming together to create this weird remake, reboot, whatever. And I loved it so much. And I was surprised, but I did not want to see it at first.
So I guess I have one. It's not really I was jacked to it, but Spirited Away. Shawn kept recommending it to me, and then I watched it and I like loved it. Yeah. So yeah.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Spirited Away for me is better than half of the Disney movies they've ever made. I love Spirited Away.
Absolutely.
You can see Shawn just evolving to a new state.
That's fantastic.
Metamorphosizing.
Shawn's gonna turn the butterfly and just turn.
I
It's
have
an amazing movie.
It's
somewhat of an answer here. It's not a full. I feel like I'm cheating a little bit because it's not a movie; it's a show. So I had zero intentions of watching Game of Thrones when it came up before I knew anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
My friend literally begged me for seasons. Like it wasn't until the third season that I finally started actually kind of getting into, or the fourth season, I'm sorry. And I had to catch myself up on everything. So I know it's not a movie, but at least it falls in that category. Like I had zero interest whatsoever, but I also had a completely wrong impression of it. And, even with the ending being what it is, overall, I love that show. So
I jumped in at the exact same time, season 4. People kept saying, watch it. Season 4 is where I jumped into it. Unfortunately, though, because of social media, a lot of it had already been spoiled.
Yeah.
So I knew things that were going to happen, just didn't know when it was going to happen. But yeah, I jumped on Game of Thrones at the exact same time, season 4.
nice.
Me, I don't get dragged to films because I'm kind of always not in control, but I kind of like just watch the films I want to watch. I never get told what to watch. But like, not in that way. But do you know what I mean? Like for me, like I'm so. Oh god, I sounded terrible. Cheese sandwich, everyone. But I was just gonna say. No, I probably said the one film I was put on for me to watch was The Notebook, and I actually liked it. I thought The Notebook was a good film. Like, It was a film that I'd never like wanted to watch. Like when I say I was a control of movies, I meant like I just normally I go films. I normally watch films on my own. Like I can go to the cinema on my own quite easily.
You got notebooked.
Oh,
Leave my notebook alone, Weir. That's what I have in this world.
maybe that made me, because it's a love story, that made me did think of an answer that I guess, and I'm prepared for all the ridiculous comments to be thrown in if because I still don't know what people's reactions are to this movie. I had no intentions of watching Brokeback Mountain, and that is actually a really, it's a pretty beautiful movie, to be honest with you. It's the story's actually really well done, and it's really well acted.
There we go.
Please, thank you.
I hope that appeases you, Brian. I hope those answers appease you. But Kevin at Screen Kings has got a question for us. I have a fun question for you guys. If you guys found yourselves in a slasher film, who among you would be the first one to die? Who would be the final boy? And who would turn out to be the culprit?
This is easy.
Okay, Shawn, you go first, my friend.
Dan dies first.
Oh my God.
The final boy. Sorry, Dan. I love you.
I'm not even looking forward, given just like that dies first. Anyway, moving on to the final boy.
The final boy is Jace, and who turns out to be the culprit? Paul Tams. Duh.
Oh, damn you, dark horse.
I'll take it. I will take it.
Paul, what would be your weapon of choice?
Say again?
What would be your weapon? Jason's got machete, Jason the glove. What would be your weapon to murder? Is it a can of Truly sponsored on the cinema? Hey, fruit cider. Dan, your question.
Yeah, so no, I think I would die first too.
What? How low is your self-esteem that you would kill yourself first?
Ooh, I don't know. I think Jace would be.
Oh my God, Jace, why are you surviving?
I don't know.
Maybe me and Shawn.
Jace might be the culprit.
Mm.
And I would say Joe is the final boy.
Oh my God. I've always wanted to be the final boy. In my family, I will pick them up one by one. I'll make it happen. But
the mischief maker is the final boy. That
I am. Because I'm so clumsy, I probably trip over as he goes to slash it. I'm like, well.
No, I'm sorry. I was right there with Dan. I had Joe as my final boy for this scenario. Because here's why. Here's why. I think Joe knows what's up. He's seen enough horror stuff at this point that he would just be he'd have the smarts to get around everything. He'd be like, no, you're about to do this. Everyone dies in movies when they do that, so I'm not gonna. And then, yeah, he would make it till the end because of that. I guess.
Let's run to the cabin where everyone plays games and archery. I'm fine, thank you very much. I'm going to stay right here where there's one door, no windows behind me with my shotgun. But who would be the killer, Jace?
Oh, well, yeah, okay. So as far as, oh gosh, I don't want to just keep going the same route, but I'll just go with the standard pick here. So I guess maybe Dan would eat the dust first. But Dan, to show as to why it would be justified, Dan may be the first to go. But in this story, Dan would be the one to call out who it actually was that was behind everything.
Ooh.
And I was either gonna say, or maybe it's Man of Movies.
Oh my God, the twist of the century. Bum bum bum.
Joe, put up what your brother just said.
My brother's online.
Yeah, he just got on.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, let me just go to his message quick.
Oh
God. My timing is terrible. That is my life in a nutshell. I say the worst thing at the worst time.
Sounds about right.
Oh, man. Hi, Tom. Welcome to the party. I will not murder you. If anything, I'll make it nice and quick. So let me try and find. I've completely got thrown off by that now. Let's find Kevin's message again. Paul, same question to you, my friend.
I'd probably be the first one. I'd probably be the first one to die because I just couldn't be bothered with all the running around.
Just do me.
The final boy, I'd probably have Shawn. I reckon he's got good wits about himself, and I'd have the culprit as Dan. But I would think Dan would be the final boy, but then it turns out he's actually the culprit. Good twist. I'm writing it.
Oh my god!
This is a good story right here.
Like in any Shudder movie I've seen this year, Paul, that story. Honestly, if you wrote for Shudder movies, I have a really fun time each week. I would say, you know what? Who to die first? I instinctively would go with me because just an idiot, you know. I'd literally just be like, "Hi, guy with the mask. Here, have a cheese sandwich." You know what I mean? So literally, he would do me. I don't know why Jace is thinking, what the hell is going on right now? In my
Have a cheese sandwich.
Nice mask. The final boy, I would pick Shawn. I'd pick Shawn as the final boy. Reasons being, he has tenacity. Okay, he has tenacity, and he's wearing his own Lost on the Real T-shirt, available now on Lost on the Real. Get your merch today for $20.
Wasn't supposed to show in the live stream. It was just a black shirt on the green screen.
Shawn's like, I must survive so I can sell my merch. And I think the final boy would be Anthony, because he's like the wind. He'd just be in and he'd be out, and we'd never know. You know, never know.
Wait, he'd be the final boy or he'd be the culprit?
He could be both in this day and age.
In this day and age.
King Needs God says that's big facts morbid. I think that's referring to this message here about Hereditary being too raw for some people.
Yeah.
Okay. Lisa Loves is saying, Brian, for me, 66. And by a boy whose bar mitzvah falls on the same day as the 1966 World Cup. I loved him.
Never heard of it.
Interesting. I never heard of it too.
I never put it to the list.
That's the one.
Add it to the list.
66. Lisa Loves. I put it down here. Lisa Love Heart.
It's going on the list.
It's going on the list. So, D Movie Man, if the Cinema Squad is introduced in a film with a slow-mo scene, what song would be playing? And Paul, you're honorary member today, so you can answer, of course, this question. So, Paul, what slow-mo song would you play as we all run in a slow-mo action scene?
I'd love to hear The Touch from Transformers the movie. That'd be fantastic.
Oh my god.
From the animated movie. What a song.
Oh, what a song that is. I got the touch. You got the power. Shawn has gone. See, that song's too extreme. It blew Shawn's connection away. Shawn's in. Welcome back to we fought the power. Dan, what would your slow-mo song be as we're all running in slow motion in an action scene?
That's a great question again.
Jace, run in slow-mo. Give Dan some inspiration.
Everyone run in slow-mo. I'm doing it nonetheless.
Here I Go Again by Rattlesnake.
Oh, what a song, Dan! What a beautiful movie. That's a great song. I love that. I love that song.
Give us a rendition.
Yeah, Dan, give us a song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dan's album is available this Christmas. Shawn, what would your slow-mo song be if we were in an action film running in slow motion?
This is gonna be really embarrassing.
Oh no.
Kesha, TikTok.
Oh. Why not? You know, Shawn, it's your movie, it's your slow-mo scene. You put what song you want in the background, wherever you like, my friend.
I love Kesha.
I feel like I'd have to start like body popping to that song whilst she's running in slow.
Do a slow motion body pop.
Tick tock, tick tock.
I'm trying to as fast as I can. Jace, your time to shine, my friend.
I got two answers because I felt like two different vibes to it. I feel like one, could be Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Like the intro to it, all that crazy stuff. Or In the Club by 50 Cent.
Go Cinema Squad. It's your birthday.
Go party like bum.
I would pick Def Leppard. Pour some sugar on me in the name of love. Pour
That's really slow-mo there, Joe.
Just like pour all of She's Like the Wind by my dude Swayze. She's like the wind.
Yes.
Okay. Because the Pour Some Sugar on Me, I always think of like, I feel like we'd have to be doing a slow motion car wash if that's what that, if that was.
Whoa, check out Next Extreme Wed on Jace's channel. Where bring your car away.
Now what we got to do is film all of us, right? Put it together, make it a slow motion entrance scene, and then just play every song we just mentioned at the same exact time.
Oh my god! Can I have PG doing that in slow motion too, washing someone's car with a bucket and a sponge? Oh, my life will be complete.
Joe,
Mom, ignore me. Hey, neighbors, don't worry about me. You can kick me out later. Oh my god, guys!
Joe, your girlfriend's leaving. She's going to bed.
Is she?
Right?
Good. No worries. I skipped the messages to get down to her quick. Oh god, that sounds terrible out loud.
Yes.
Hey guys, I'm going to bed now, but I just wanted to say it's been really fun watching you. Girl, sweetheart, this is the latest she stayed up in a very long time. I call her name's Xanthi, but I call her Grandfi because she's like an old lady in bed by about 6 p.m. It's been really fun watching you guys. All of your different personalities and expertise, opinions on movies you bring to the table. The chemistry you have is electric. No, thank you very much, sweetheart. I'm seeing her tomorrow, so we have a movie date. And also to you, Paul. Also, welcome, Paul Tams. Nice to have you with us.
Thanks very much. Good night.
With us, eh? I see. Looks like that prenup needs to be signed faster than I thought. So let's just see. No,
good joke.
No, night, sweetheart. I'll see you tomorrow. But guys, we have one of our fellow squad members in the house. It's SmackDown. Had to check in real quick. If the stream does 20 viewers, oh god, PG will make an appearance. So share. Sorry, Joe. Unlucky, my friend. We're on a baker's dozen.
Which is 13, not 6.
Oh yeah, great. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for calling me out. I'm an idiot. I will stop selling your CD as quick as I can. I'll take it down. Okay. I feel like I'm in Jurassic Park. You know, I'm like Ian Malcolm's in the car. So here I am, talking to myself. That's Chaos Theory right there. So that's. So, hiya, John, my dude. Everyone wave to John if you want. Even if you're at home and we can't see you, wave at John. Morbid Heart Designs, I like hearing relazing. I have no idea what that means, but I like it. Brian is saying at Lisa loves nice. I think that's referring to Dragon Movie Guy for the film 66. That's written down, Lisa. Thanks for that one. I'm going to check that out. The upside down. Damn, Jace, showing off those arms, son. Honestly, hey, Jace, question for you, mate. Which way is the beach?
It's. I know exactly what you're talking. I don't have much. I don't really have anything to show off.
I want to go to the beach.
That way is that.
Oh my,
that
thank
way?
you.
It reminds me of that scene, you know, in Transformers when he's trying to show off to Megan Fox in the car. He goes, I've got
exactly. Yeah, you know, have you seen the
first one was a good film, man. I like the first Transformers. It was fun.
Same here. They didn't get too over the top ridiculous in that one.
Yeah, the second one I watched about 4 times in the cinema, but I was blinded by stupidness at the time.
I remember the first time seeing it live action, the helicopter at the start when it transforms and just being like, whoa, they've done it.
Yes. And I was so happy that they still kept like that original noise. Like you were still able to hear that.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
Yes. And actually, they didn't do too bad at least I don't think they did that bad. With Bumblebee was actually pretty decent. I'm not saying it was a great movie, but I felt like it brought it somewhat back to what the first Transformers movie was doing before.
I really enjoyed Bumblebee, but I didn't go to the cinema to watch it because of the one before it. Because I was like, I'm done with these, and then I didn't check out Bumblebee until it come on TV. I was like, I missed it at the cinema. Damn. Well, I enjoyed that film. Cool.
Completely agree.
More Cybertron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bumblebee is so good.
Cybertron.
Have you guys seen Kubo and the Two Strings?
Oh yeah.
From
I've heard of it, I've never seen it.
Not the whole thing.
So it's amazing, and you have to watch
it's
the whole thing.
fantastic.
But the director of Kubo and the Two Strings, he came from animation and then directed Bumblebee, and I think he did a great job. Travis Knight.
Yeah.
Kubo and the Two Strings. What is that? Is that like is that more of an anime? Jason, like,
Is that like the stop motion
Two
one?
Strings.
Strings? Is that the stop motion movie?
Yeah, it's stop motion.
Yeah, it's a fantastic film. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Cool. So a second ago, guys, Angela said, I like hearing relaxing. That confused us, but then she rectified herself with, I like hearing relaxing. Everyone loves hearing relaxing. Relaxing is my favorite sound.
What does it sound like?
Pardon?
What does it sound like?
It sounds like
right,
this.
like a sigh of relief. Just,
Rain.
rain.
You know what? I love the sound of rain. Everyone runs from the rain. Wayne's World. But it's I love the sound of the party time. Excellent. Man, no. Sometimes most of my reviews I can't pronounce my R's, so it's I'm like, hey, we'll go that way. Oh, what am I talking about? But I'll be quiet now. So, video instruction guy. Hey, welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome to the party, pal. He's saying, hi guys, I'm at work, but I stopped in for a quick question. Can I play an evil henchman in the Cinema Squad, the motion picture? Have a fun meeting.
Joe.
Of course. I know it'd be really funny. Do you know how you get some YouTubers and they get so big they make their own film, like Angry Video Game Nerd and other people like that? I would love if we became that big, we made a Cinema Squad movie with people like all the people we know. Lisa loves Paul, Ricky. That'd be so funny.
Oh, God.
But that'd be like the dream to make a little YouTube out. That'd be so funny. We'll make it happen. But the only way we can make it happen, guys, is by selling our merch. So make sure you buy some Truly beverages, sponsors of the Cinema Squad. Sean's bought 2 of them apparently. So here we go. Man of Movies, Jonathan, our dude is saying, Dan, remind him it's at 17. It's at 11 now, my friend. And now Francis is saying it's at 18. Sean's gone. Oh my God.
What happened?
The Tommy knockers have got him. Hey, Shawn will be back very soon. Dan is eating the corpse of one of the people he has buried next to him. What have we told you about feeding him after midnight, guys? You don't feed Dan after midnight.
Eight here. And I had an old friend for dinner.
Oh no! Hey, I like it. Silence on the down reference.
I'm just imagining loads of little Dans popping out of him now.
Yeah, literally, boom, boom. There's a Dan with a white stripe down the middle of his hair, and then Dan's got to drive a little remote control car around a superstore at the end to beat him.
Joe, can you please Photoshop Dan's face onto a gremlin?
Oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen now. Oh man, comedy gold. So hopefully Sean comes back soon. We'll invite him when he comes back. Brian is saying, when I was working at a theater in '94, so it was gratis. Woot woot. So I think he's talking about, is it Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump, yeah.
Yeah. I would love to. I remember my mum saw it in the cinema because we had a babysitter that night who was quite attractive, and I was 8. I knew straight away, but my mum went to see it, and then I loved it. And I remember I watched it. And my brother said he seems like an idiot, and I was like, "You leave him alone." And now Tom, my brother, is older. And it's one of his favorite films. It's such a good film. Lieutenant Dan, good afternoon.
I just remember that's where I learned about every single type of shrimp that I know about.
I got soup shrimp, shrimp sandwich.
That's about it.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite character in Forrest Gump is the drill sergeant. Gump, you are the finest soldier I've ever seen. If I were, I'd make you lieutenant.
He goes, why'd you put that weapon together so quickly, Gun? Because you told me to.
Gump, that is the finest answer I've ever seen. If I had been here for 2 years, you'd have been sergeant. Dear me.
Dan's making me hungry.
I know. Dan's on the ankle right now, it looks like. A very tender part of the human body, but very tasty. So, here we go. Man in movies, Jonathan, our dude, is saying 2 more views for PG. Unlucky, my friend, it keeps on dipping in and out. You lose. And Francis is saying, here to see PG. Apparently, SmackDown sucks. But John's saying 1 more. It was Francis. It was on 19. There was a moment when you see it was on 19. And I went, oh no, I can't get change right now. Because basically I am PG. This is a mask. I'll just go, hey everyone. It won't be good.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I would have got away with it too. So Xanthi, my other half, saying Shawn. Shawn's not here. Okay, I'll wait for that one. I'll wait for Shawn to come back to because message for Shawn. Where is Shawn? Where is our fellow compatriot? Sorry, Jack.
That's a funny comment.
The Green Knight sounds like Kermit the Frog dressed as Batman. It's not easy being green. Where is she at the same time?
It's
The
not
Green
easy
Knight.
being green. Where is she? It's not easy being green.
Is it something like that? Something like that?
It's not easy.
I'm Kermit the Frog. Hooray!
I'm going to come clean now, guys. You've been talking about Green Knight quite a bit, and I've been sat here like, yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. I have no idea what this film's about. I don't know who's in it. I don't know. I just remember. I think I've seen the poster.
I think the main guy is Dev Patel, who's from Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
And then I don't know much about it. I've just seen the trailer. It sounds interesting, but I mean it's a shame because every person that I've seen reviews for of it, they all seem to dislike it a lot, and I'm like, oh great, it looked amazing though.
You know what? I'm putting it on the list.
Paul's imaginary list of life.
I'm right on hand.
That's right. You put it all in the hand, and at the end of the night, when it's all sweaty and everything, it's like, what was all that?
Dan is back in the room,
The Dark Knight.
Oh, Dan, that's an amazing mug.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And
I
then,
love that. I'm very jealous because everyone knows I've got my dude behind me. Pennywise. I am jealous.
Drink out of Pennywise.
and then
So
I have
jealous. Hopefully, Shawn. Oh, what is that, Dan? Is that another mug?
it's like a tall tiki mug kind of, and then I have soft.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're quite the collector,
We're
mate.
showing off the merch, are we? Give me
I know. Dan makes them himself.
He's like, don't get me started. You don't even know.
And I have Grogu as well, so I have a Grogu mug as well.
Hey.
Oh, I love Grogu.
Baby Yoda. So Jordan's laughing at the Kermit comment. Danny, you missed this one, but maybe you can relate. It says the Green Knight sounds like Kermit the Frog dressed up as Batman, saying it's easy not being green, and where is she at the same time? Is that true?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, wait.
I heard Jace, I'm guessing, do the Kermit the Frog.
I did, but also Joe did too.
Okay, yeah. Joe, do it. Joe, can you do it again?
What? Kermit the Frog?
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, I'm Kermit the Frog here.
That's good.
We're so stupid. Anyway, let's see. So, Dragon Movie Guy saying, "Great show, guys. Got to dip out and edit my first credits vid." I understand that, my friend. Like editing videos is a lot of time. Dan, always the courteous gentleman, saying bye, Brian. Brian, cool whip. So, Lisa Love is saying worst horrors, most wild-eye movies. Huh. I've never heard of that, Lisa, but I need to watch it because I want to watch it and show my pain on screen. So here we go. I like being miserable. Wild-eye movies.
Joe, you're actually putting together a list?
I literally am. Look, I've got everything on here from 66, the Wild Old movies, to I've written down here a Black Can Dog. I can't even read my own writing here. I'm making up films.
It's 18 pages, front and back.
I've written down here cheese sandwiches for some strange reason. Seems to be a recurring theme tonight. I don't know why. Everything horror saying Brahms, the boy too. I think another worst horror, Dan. That's what you were saying earlier. Yeah. I've heard nothing but bad things about that film, but I'd never watch it because there's horrors that are just pure misery, and there's horrors that are so bad. You're like, oh, this is so bad. I just want to rip it on camera. There's two types.
And I saw Fantasy Island and Brahms the Boy 2 like back to back, and Fantasy Island's not that good either.
You must have hated life at that moment.
What?
You must have hated your life in that 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Did you watch it at the cinema? Or was it on like Netflix, the streaming service?
Oh, cinema. I went back.
Oh
to back.
my god, you poor man! The worst film I've ever seen in the cinema was Battleship with Rihanna.
Oh yeah,
that was misery.
Mine was Dragon Ball Evolution. I watched.
Oh, don't even get me started on that one, Paul.
Oh gosh, that is one of the worst interpretations of what it was supposed to be I've ever seen.
Because that came out at the height of Dragon Ball Z. That was like during like the Cell Saga, wasn't it? Like when on in the UK, probably America as well. But that was so disappointing. Because
I love Dragon Ball Z. Man, I grew up with that so much. So yeah, to see it just like completely obliterated was just like you'd swear that they just showed them pictures. They were like, here's some pictures of the cartoon. Now make a movie off of this.
Oh, 100%. They were like, here's what it's about.
Yeah,
Shawn's back in the building. The most handsome young man's known to man. He looks shocked. Like
I was just reacting to what you guys had to say. Paul, what are your thoughts on Dragon Ball Evolution?
Well, I went to the cinema to watch it when it come out. I got 20 minutes into it and walked out. So I've never even watched it all the way through. I think there was only about 3 of us in the cinema watching it. I was literally looking around like, yeah, I'm done. See you later. Keep my money.
I don't blame you. It's hard to sit through the whole thing, and honestly, the saddest part is it's not even if like you sit through the whole thing, it's worth it at the end. It just gets worse and worse. It's like they go out of their way to disrespect the source material, which
even
is a shame.
Kamehameha was terrible, wasn't it?
Everything, the CGI behind it, the whole build up to all of it was terrible, and I know it wouldn't be the easiest thing, but if they really put good effort forth, Dragon Ball Z could be such a badass live action series. It really could. I imagine that there could just be like a whole trilogy just leading up to the ending being the Frieza saga where Goku finally goes Super Saiyan. Like that would be
done in Japan though, like with subtitles. I think like they can pull it off more than say the UK or US could, or not the UK, but you know what I mean. I think doing Japan because they've got like quirky little way of doing effects and stuff that kind of go with their films. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think with me, like, I watch anime because it's anime. Like, I don't want to see a live action version of it. I like to watch it because of the stylization of it. They've not been able to get it right. Probably the closest one is probably Ghost in the Shell, but that wasn't even that great. I think that's the closest they've got to a good adaptation of an anime movie in live action.
Has anyone seen?
I'm so happy that Paul said that because I personally feel like Ghost in the Shell is so misunderstood. It's not a great film, and it will never match the original anime. It will never do that. But the live action version with Scarlett Johansson is actually really good, and people just shat on it. And I feel like that's a movie people should look back onto and be like, okay, this is how we should do anime movies because they're about to do Akira, or they say.
Yeah, they've been trying to get it off the ground for a while, haven't they? I can't remember who was attached to it, but it was someone I was interested in.
They shouldn't touch that film at all. That's like that's a very hard film to even it's confusing as an anime, let alone trying to confirm it into another action film. That's I can
imagine someone like Denise Villeneuve pulling it off, maybe. I reckon it'd be quite cool. But again, I watched that film because it's anime. I liked the stylization. To see it live action would be a bit weird.
And that's true. You can never really beat that, right? Even if they did a really good any anime movie, Dragon Ball Z, whatever the case is, right? It would never match up fully to what the actual anime is. But at least, that it could be interesting. I was curious, is anyone? I haven't seen this. It's just because we're on the subject, and I didn't know if they did a good job at this one or not. There's Attack on Titan that I've seen only the first couple episodes of, and I know they made a movie. Paul, you're saying no, it's not. They didn't do good.
It's not that great. It's quite low budget as well.
Whoa,
it's quite a low budget film. Obviously, it was made in Asia. It's not that great now. Just stick with the anime.
Because I've seen the first couple episodes of the anime. It's got me definitely intrigued to continue forward with it. And then I saw like pictures of the live action, and I guess it's just a picture, right? So it's like, whoa, it looks like maybe accurate representation, but I had no idea.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Sean, I was going to say, Sean, while you were gone, my other half left you a message earlier on in the stream before she went away. She said, Sean, spelled your name wrong. I'll correct later on. She's not getting dinner for a week. Any one of you that loves Lord of the Rings, I need to recommend to you a channel I think you'll love. It's called Geek Zone, and it explores Lord of the Rings, lore of Lord of the Rings in deep analysis. So, interesting. So if you like Lord of the Rings, make sure you connect with this dude, Geek Zone.
Yeah. I will definitely check that out, but the only geek I need is GeekyHiJynx. So.
Oh my God. I promised myself I was going to cry. Let's go back to the comments, guys. We didn't really know what. Thank you so much, everyone, so much for all these comments. Like it's been non-stop since the start, and that's never a bad thing. So obviously we're going to talk about the Suicide Squad, but I'm having fun talking with you guys, the comments, and like connecting with all you guys. And again, if you haven't subscribed to anyone on this right-hand side of me, let's do the whole Brady Bunch thing.
No, we don't. No. Go on to the questions.
Let's go along. We're being stupid people.
Wait, we got to do 80s freeze frame. We didn't do it this time.
Oh my God, 80s. Paul, welcome to the 80s freeze frame.
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
Freeze frame?
Freeze
he doesn't
frame.
have to do it.
Best part of the James' freeze frame. Oh, that was amazing. I can't wait to have been pictured that one. We should have that like at the end. Of every video.
After we do like 100 of these, because we all know that's going to happen, then then we should just have like a montage of all 100 of our freeze frames.
So cool, so cool.
Just like a compilation clip.
So Jordan is saying the worst horrors are quite cool. I've never seen it. It's like, I've never seen any of those. Maybe that's a good thing. But Shawn, you seem to have seen one or two of them.
King Horror is on point, like on every level right now. I feel like Cry Wolf was the one film that I was so excited for as a young person, and it was like, oh, this person getting hunted at a college, and they're wearing this like crazy mask, and like it was like the slasher that I wanted when I was at that age, and it failed. So that's interesting that he brings that up.
What the hell is Clownado?
Is Clownado?
That's what I was laughing at.
I know. It's like this is boring.
But is it Sharknado just with clowns?
that would be amazing, Dad. That would be amazing. Like Bobo the Clown.
Yeah, just a whirlwind of.
Hey, Georgie. So stupid. But touching on what Shawn said, King needs gore. He's there you go, Pennywise. He is so good with his horrors, like amazingly accurate with what he says, and he can pick out these horrors that no one's heard of. But he's such a good channel, guys. If you don't subscribe to him and love your horrors or love YouTube in general, make sure you check him out. He's so good, as well as my dudes over here, of course. King needs gore again. At least loves, and yes, 9 out of 10 World Eye movies are trash. Their fan base is savage, though. They'll defend their movies to the death. That's like most franchises: Marvel fanboys, DC fanboys, everything.
Star Wars fanboys.
What's Wild Eye?
I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Yeah. I think I wrote it down because I hate my life. Here we go. Wild Eye. So there we go. Wild Eye.
I'll agree with Paul that he was saying about Star Wars fans, and that's saying something. I'm a big Star Wars fan, and yeah, man, like
I don't even entertain on me. I can't. They go toxic. Them dudes.
I know. Well, and it's a shame because I mean, not to like point the finger at it, but it seems like ever since the sequel trilogy kind of came out and started, that's when everything became so divisive. All of a sudden, it was like you had the fan base almost split in two to a certain degree.
I mean, like I'm all for talking, critiquing whatever, but they get so nasty. And at the end of the day, I love movies, but I understand they're just movies. They're made for entertainment.
Yes. Very well said. Right, straight to the point.
And they go a bit too far, Star Wars fans. Everything horror is saying OMG and the lie. More of a drama thriller, but that film is so god awful it royally pissed me off.
Yeah, I did not.
OMG. Huh. I know of OMG. I've heard of it somewhere. I've just never seen it. I remember I remember seeing it.
Do you think he means oh my god and the lie?
I think he means oh my god and the lie. So he's like,
what is the lie?
It's with who is her? What is her name? It's not good. What is her name? You'll know her. Oh, the kissing booth girl.
The one on Hulu? The Hulu series?
Yeah,
the Hulu series.
Yeah, so the lie wasn't that good. The lie was not good. And then the other three were okay. They were fine.
Do you know what is good, Dan? The truth. The truth will set you free.
Putting it on the list.
Next, little connoisseur of the evening, to Upside Down, concierge of the chat room, is yes, everything horror. I think regarding the above message.
I love how every time Dan has a comment, Sean's just like,
I know.
Like the disapproving parents. Just get off stage. You've said your line. There we go. You're the tree that
we don't need him off the stage. That's all I have to say.
Our girl Florentina, welcome to the party once more because you're still awake. Good times. Hope you're still awake. Nathan Lane's Gomez in the stage musical is amazing. I like Nathan Lane musical. Would love to see him do it on screen. The Tim Burton Addams Family film is going to be It's going to be a Netflix series called Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah. With Christina Ricci as Wednesday.
Oh. Okay. Fair enough.
No one has anything.
I don't know. I think I'll trade to somebody else. Maybe
I never had a huge opinion or much of an opinion on the Addams Family. I don't have anything at all against it. I will definitely watch it. I'm just not like, yes, the Addams Family. Kind of like,
okay. How dare you?
What about you, Paul?
Say again, sorry.
What about you, Paul?
Am I interested in Addams Family?
Yeah.
Is that the question? I watched them when I was a kid. They remind me of Jumanji and Mrs. Doubtfire around that time in my life. I think that's when it come out. I haven't revisited them in a long time. I'd check it out. I'd be interested to see a modern version of it. I didn't know it was going to be a Netflix series though.
No,
is that Wednesday?
Yeah, it's coming out on Thursdays every week. Lisa loves is saying Black Coat's daughter is great. I don't know why I said it like Tony the Tiger just then. Black Coat's daughter is great. I don't know why I said it like that. I've never heard of him. It's on my list. That's what it said, guys. Remember the name I couldn't work out. The Black Coat's daughter. That's what it says. I made a list, Sean, of films I've meant to write down, and it's in like doctor's writing. I can't understand it. All I can see here is Sean is awesome. That's all I can pick out. Jordan is saying Black Coat's daughter is underrated. A really good satanic cult movie. I'm very intrigued by this. Very intrigued by this.
Me too.
Jordan and Lisa coming out from the bags. Another horror film I didn't know about. Everything horror. Yup. A24, also directed by Oz Perkins.
Blacklist starter.
Black Oak. Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's a very educational evening tonight, guys.
It is.
Frame
And I love
34. Frame 34. Welcome to this stream. I don't believe we connected before. Does anyone know Frame 34? Has he just dipped in for the first time? Say hello.
Hello, Frame 34.
Yeah, I don't know.
My
Hello.
God, he's a newbie. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome indeed.
Excellent. We'll check out your channel after. Please tell Lisa Loves that Tokyo Gore Police is absolutely Roddy brilliant. Boom, shaka, shaka, shaka. So that's what I think he's trying to.
That comment is awesome.
That's that is worth a sub in itself. Frame 34. I'm coming straight to you after
Amen.
for some more Roddy bloody good entertainment. Boom, shaka, laka, yigi. So it's all good times. We'll check it out. Lisa's coming out with some gems tonight, Lisa. Here we go. So at Frame 34, it's our husband. Is that our husband?
Oh.
At Frame 34, my dear husband. Nope. Ah, so basically, I just imitated her husband. Great times. Fantastic. Joe's body was found on the M25 at 5 in the morning. So King's Gore is saying LOL. Lisa Loves is saying LOL, crying out laugh face. LOL, crying out laugh face. A good combination there, Lisa. If this was Tekken, that'd be a powerful move.
Joe, if I could somehow pay to spend a day in the amusement park that must be your brain, I would any amount of money, my friend.
You're welcome. You gotta be this high to get on the rides. Florentina's seen the skits. The amazing skit.
This horrible movie.
Which one? The Lie?
The Lie.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Everything Horror corrected us, so it's Amazon Prime. A series. Yeah, it was.
So it's not worth watching, Shawn.
The twist.
no,
Oh
the twist
God!
was bad.
Avoid the lie at all costs. That's the truth.
No, but what was
and
that
everything
film that we
horror.
were supposed to watch it?
Everything Horror has to leave.
Is he gonna go? Oh, okay. Let's go to the last message for him so we can say goodbye to him. Everything Horror. I really like the Suicide Squad. Love the body horror at the end. That's not really a spoiler, guys, if no one's seen it. Have to go, guys. Have a great rest of your stream. Take care. Thank you very much, my friend, for joining us again this week. It's been really funny. You've given us some great questions and comments. So thank you very much indeed. We'll probably come across a few of yours that you posted beforehand, but I've just seen my brother's one again. So Florentina is set. Okay, Florentina loved the skit with Anthony and John. Amazing. Like the production value on that was so good. Anthony killed it with his Twilight Zone.
And that was my voice saying hello, John.
Oh, did he actually record that for it?
Yeah, so they asked me just for hello, John. They didn't tell me
I
anything.
was thinking, where the hell did you say that in any of your videos?
Really fucking freaky.
Well, also, for a second, I was like, wait a second. Can someone do an impersonation of Dan as well as I do Anthony?
so good. Florentina is saying, again, with what Paul said earlier, I really enjoyed the Jungle Cruise. Paul, obviously we'll touch on it quickly. What did you enjoy about it? Now we're here. What was it? How did you find it in general? Like a little mini review.
I don't know, man. I just thought it was a fun film. Like that's what I said in my review. It's just a fun, harmless, innocent movie. It had elements of Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean, the latest Jumanjis, and I watched it at home. I watched it on Disney Plus. We didn't go to the cinema, and it was I was just in the right atmosphere with it. I just sat down, got a bit of food, drink, stuck it on, loved it, enjoyed it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was fantastic. Him and Emily Blunt together had such good chemistry, just bouncing off each other all the way through the film. The villain in it, Jesse Plemons, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the film for the sake of having the villain in the film. It was a fun film. It was a Disney live action film. They're always fun. They're harmless, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
And I think Emily Blunt is she's just killing it at the moment, that girl. Ever since Edge of Tomorrow, she's just been on the up and up, and since her film, she's just absolutely just killing it in every role she's in at the moment.
And she picks the right role, like an action role, a comedic role, a horror role. Like all of these roles that she puts herself in are so good. And I don't know, like Emily Blunt's one of the best. That's my opinion.
And of course, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He's not in all the best films. Like Rampage was okay. Like he's in some films that are like meh, but generally he's always charismatic, isn't he? No matter what.
He's just a likable guy in everything he's in.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So true.
Morbid Heart Designs is leaving as well.
Oh no, let's go to the bottom. Well, I think we'll be wrapping up soon anyway, guys. Obviously, like we've had a good time. We didn't touch on the Suicide Squad, but I don't mind that because I've had such a good time with you guys, going through the comments, talking back and forth, talking about things. I've had a good night tonight. Less is more, unless it's not. So let's just find. So we got a new person in the building, Cadaver Club. This guy, if you don't know who he is. He has an amazing channel and he has such a good voice. He plays the guitar sometimes and plays some really good songs. Like Soundgarden with Black Hole Sun. He plays so many things, so many good songs. Make sure you connect with him too, because really, really nice guy. He's saying hello to Corey and Lisa. Okay. So Corey's got a go, got a bounce, y'all. Enjoy the night, peeps. Recommendations: Mother. 2009, directed by everyone's favorite Bong Joon-ho. Shawn, I think you and Corey have got a bit of a connection today when it comes to the film side of things, haven't you? Like I think you're both on the same level when it comes to your horrors and your that's really cool.
Is that the Jennifer Lawrence one?
No, that film is also amazing. But this brilliant film about this woman trying to kind of get her son out of trouble, and that's like the biggest non-spoiler of the film, but it's
I can tell what means in trouble.
If you love Bong Joon-ho, if you love Parasite, like you would love Mother. People would definitely check it out.
Cool. So Corey's saying to Ben, Cadaver Club, you caught me on the exit. Take over from me. So they're tagging each other in, like SmackDown, where John is today. Lisa's saying bye. Lisa, you're up and kicking. Love and life. Corey's given the black heart. Someone's been cursed right now. My brother's saying, I literally just entered this and heard I'll pick my family off one by one. My brother always comes in at the wrong times. Honestly, I'm sorry, Tom, but seriously, because of me, you're around in the first place. Here we go. My mum does such a good job with me. She wanted more. So my girlfriend saying, crying, laugh face. You can't laugh at my brother. He's not funny at all. She's saying, I'm safe. Yay. Yeah, she's okay. What's going on now? Hey, Cinema Critic Reviews. Yo. Shit. Sorry, I'm late. Never too late when we're having fun.
Surprise.
The Upside Down. Hey, Cinema Critic, the concierge of the group. Dan is always at the door welcoming the new guests. Dan, you give them... Danny, you're like the guy at the Continental. He's the same room, Mr. Wick. You know what I mean? Come to the room. Florentina is saying, Joe, I would kill you for just offering me a cheese sandwich. What a disappointment. I'm sorry.
That was great that was the first thing that came to your mind. Do you want a cheese sandwich?
You know, when you think about it more, the more stupid, but never mind. Okay, so Cadaver Club's got to run, have a good stream. We're having a great stream. We're going to be wrapping things up very soon. Less is more, but like I said, sometimes it's not. My girlfriend again. She's off the bed. Again, thank you so much.
We already did that.
She was my first sub and my biggest supporter, so thank you so much for joining us tonight. And she loves all you guys, like every single one of Dan, John, Anthony, Jace, Shawn, and yourself, Paul, because obviously, like I'm always talking about everyone. Like I'm always saying, oh, you got to watch this guy, and you got to watch this guy, and you got to watch this guy, and subscribe to this guy, and we watch you on our TV. Like on my TV, we set up, watch your reviews, your videos, and stuff. And we have a really good time. It's like for me, it's like better than television, and I'm not just saying that because it's entertaining. It's at its purest form because you're not trying to push agendas or sell me anything. You're just talking to me like a friend in a room, having a drink, cup of tea, a cheese sandwich. You know what I mean? Just having a little chill while we all talk movies.
Do not make me spit my drink on my laptop.
Sorry. You know what? I timed that really well. The upside down is that's I read that like he's not here. Dan, he's saying good night.
To your girlfriend, yeah.
Oh, what?
No,
I'll see you. Me and you are having words, young man. Okay. Dan is the HBK of the flipping group, the Heartbreak Kid. Here we go.
Yes.
So Lisa loves
Dan, stand up and do a Sweet Chin music.
No.
Oh, please.
Do a what?
Sweet Chin. Do you not know HBK Sweet Chin music?
No,
kick
I
to the
don't.
face.
Oh,
I know.
all right.
Sacrilege.
Someone send Dan footage of HBK doing Sweet Chin music.
I will, and I'll make him as Gizmo doing it. Didn't have it in the same time. Lisa's saying, "I'm loving the thunderstruck answer. Paul, legendary song, great song." Florentina is saying yes, Kesha to Shawn's answer for slow-mo music. There we go, Shawn.
Thank you, Florentina. Someone understands.
I could picture it. I could picture it.
Xanthi again saying also welcome Paul Tams. Nice to have you with us. Paul has been Paul, it's been really good having us tonight. Literally, like it's been like good just to chill out with you as a group. I had a great time on your stream on Sundays. Great to have you on the Friday. Definitely do it again in the future. Obviously Dan's in charge of that decision. Dan, what do you think?
Yes, definitely.
Perfect. Paul, you can come back anytime.
Appreciate it, guys. Really do appreciate it. Thank you.
I don't want to be a body. So Lisa loves this saying night, peace and love. There you go. Lisa saying good night to the other half. Night, Dan and Lisa. Dan, me and you, my friend. You know, I'm glad there's some water between me and your island. Florentina is saying, I laugh how every song you mentioned is my whole music taste, from Kesha to AC/DC. Florentina, I love that answer. You see,
I love
mixed
Florentina.
bag.
You are lucky, Paul Tams. Damn it. I can't do it.
Are you trying to do an ET impression right now, Shawn? I'm not too sure.
Florentina.
I'll be right here. So. Oh God, it's a 3D movie now. Peace and love. Geeky, are you go? Oh God, you're going to get it tomorrow, and not in a good way. You are totally in the doghouse.
What kind of sexual reference is that? What kind of sexual reference is that? I don't know. Fill me in.
I don't know. You're totally in the doghouse. A doghouse. Shawn's gone. The answer would have been too shocking for Shawn's ears, so he had to depart for us. You're getting to in a good way. You're totally in the doghouse. Well, you know that's where I picked up her in the first place. I went to a kennel to find a dog. That's where I met my girlfriend. They gave me a free collar and everything and a water bowl.
Joe's got to calm down.
Oh my God.
Everything horror. What movie, memorabilia, or item are you proud of? I've only got one, and that's Sam right behind me. I'm terrible for memorabilia. That's what I have.
Okay.
I've got this collector's edition piece of plants from Jurassic.
Is that from the film Predator, Paul?
Wait, Paul, did you say from Jurassic Park?
Paul's got Bush number 1 in scene 15.
I could say this is such a maybe a cheesy answer, but it's from when I was a kid. I went to see the very first Pokemon movie in theaters, and they were giving out Pokemon cards that like you could only get if you saw the movie in theaters. So
Yeah,
right. And I think, honest to God, I still have it in my closet to this day with the rest of my card collection. So, yeah, I guess that kind of stands out.
That's cool.
I think my honest answer is where I work is in retail, and a guy walked in one day, and it just so happened to be a actor called Spencer Wilding, who's from the UK, and he was the guy who was in the Darth Vader suit in Rogue One.
Whoa!
He's also the guy who plays one of the werewolves in one of the Harry Potters, whichever one's got werewolves in. I think it's the third one. He's in Batman Begins as one of Ra's al Ghul's thugs. So he plays like sort of monsters. He's been in a few Doctor Who episodes. But I recognised him as soon as he walked in.
Jesus face.
And he looked at me as if to say, yeah, you recognise who I am. And he asked me to serve him. And I was like, are you who I think you are? I knew who he was. And he was like, yeah. He goes, what do you know me from? When you're Darth Vader in Rogue One. And so I got a picture with him, and it's on the Instagram. And the next day I was off work, and he come back in with a signed picture, a Darth Vader picture, saying to Paul, may the force be with you, Spencer Wilder.
That's amazing, Paul, man.
Oh, man. That is
I like telling that story whenever I can.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
a good one. Do you know off by chance what episodes of Doctor Who that he was in? But
I don't. But if you just, I'm sure if you just Google Spencer Wilding, his name is. He's a really tall dude, quite a big guy. So I'm guessing he plays like a big monster. I'm pretty sure he plays the werewolf in the Wolfman, the Benicio del Toro one, when he's the Wolfman.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah.
I could be wrong on that. I feel like that is him there as well.
okay, nice.
What's cool about Darth Vader though in Rogue One? That's like a little sense of name, isn't it?
Quite funny though. He told me he's not him in the suit when he's doing that scene. That's not him. But when he's talking to Krennic in the movie,
Yeah.
apparently, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I have a lot.
6 hours later.
Not as cool though as that. I have Tommy Wiseau's signed Blu-ray.
I'm so jealous of that, Dan. I'm
John
so
just got
jealous
that.
of that.
Yeah, John just got that. Too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have a lot that I love. Like those cups that I showed you.
You have some nice cups.
Yeah, the Funko Pops. I love my WandaVision collection of Funko Pops, especially the twins, because they're hard.
You're the Funko Pop king of YouTube, mate. Every time I see a background, like, how has he got that? That only got released today. You know what I mean?
I daren't start on Funko Pops. That's a slippery slope, I can imagine.
I need to stop. I need to calm down. Because after the Suicide Squad, I wanted like everybody, almost.
Oh, crap. Sean's back in the room. Hey, Shawn.
Hello.
You went down there for long, were you?
Sorry, my camera is messed up.
That's fine, man. Welcome to have you back. We'll just, we'll talk. Well, we've got a question from Everything is Horror asking about our favorite form of memorabilia. So, you've just come in at the right time because you've spoken about ours and in time for yourself. On the spot.
Oh, I don't do movie memorabilia, unfortunately. I love movies, but it's all digital. It's all everything. So this is hard. And I talked about it a little bit about my He-Man collection that I had when I was a kid, but that's long gone. So yeah, that's it.
That's fair enough, Shawn. Like I think me and you are similar in the way of DVDs or Blu-rays. I haven't got room for them, and I don't really need to collect them. That makes sense. I'll collect the big bad boy ones, like Captain America: Civil War, Forrest Gump, Gladiator, the ones you need to have, like the classics. But films like American Pie, I'm like, I'm all right. I don't really need that on DVD.
It's on Comedy Central every day.
Exactly. Lisa is saying, damn, love Kubo. Autocorrect, change it to Kubrick. I love the fact she kept that in just to let us know, because sometimes I do that. I do spell check and I'm thinking, I want to keep it in there because it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I'll just do it anyway. Florentina, so jealous of that Pennywise mug. Dan, I need it. That is a wicked mug, Dan. Dan is the king of collectibles right now. He is killing the collectible game. Everything Horror. Not the Hulu series. That's the act. The Lie is on Amazon. Okay, cool. I think that's what the guys use their detective powers to deduce.
Yeah.
Here we go. Florentina. Jenna Ortega is playing Wednesday. Christina Ricci is going to play Morticia. Interesting. I don't know how I feel about that one, but it could work out.
I don't know. I think Christina Ricci's she'd be a good Morticia, look-wise.
Yeah, same. I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was so good in the Addams Family. Like one of the best actors in that film for such a young age. Like she, you know what I mean? Just so good in that film. Let's see what we got. We're almost at the end of the comments, guys. So what do you want to do, guys? We do want to like get to the bottom of the comments, wrap it up, or do you want to talk about Suicide Squad for 20 minutes, or do you want to just knock on the head, say goodbye, and have a omelette du fromage?
That second one.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what that means.
It was a cheese omelette.
I'd like to talk some Suicide Squad for 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely.
Just because I know you guys have only just seen it, so it'd be interesting to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, we'll do 10 minutes of just spoiler-filled talk. If you haven't watched that, it gives you a chance to head on out, go to sleep. If you want to stick around and don't care about spoilers, go ahead. So once we get to the last comment, which would be Florentina's, we'll just go straight into spoilers. I'll put a little banner up to say spoiler talk, Suicide Squad, so we know what we're talking about, and then we'll call it a night, shall we?
Yes.
My God. We came to a decision as a group. It's a proud day. Let's
Well, we don't know how long we're talking about Suicide Squad, so
5 a.m. Everything Horror. It's saying I really like the Suicide Squad. Love the body horror. Okay, we spoke about it. Oh yeah, because he was ducking out, wasn't he? Okay, so I've just seen the last message. Lisa saying she has to jump out now because we're going to go into spoiler talk. So, Lisa, you haven't seen Suicide Squad. Thank you so much, Lisa, for joining us tonight. You are a legend, a good friend to all of us. Can't wait to have you on the stream at some point. We'll discuss dates. I think well, that's a little surprise, but on someone's channel beginning with the letter S. But I'm such a mysterious man. Let's go back to the messages. Blitz through and quick. Going to Suicide Squad. Shawn's looking into the distance like a fly's bitten. Here we go. So, Morbid Heart Designs. Thanks to entertainment. Have a great night, morning, wherever time is good for you. Angela, thank you so much. Really, really talented girl. Make sure you subscribe to her. Lisa saying bye to Angela. Lisa saying, hey, Ben. Ben's also gone 2 seconds later. Lisa loves mother. Yeah, Lisa loves mother.
Yes.
Florentina. Looking at her acting credits, Emily Blunt probably has an amazing agent. That is 100% true. She is one of the best actors in the industry right now. 100%. Like she's blitzing it through the stratosphere at the moment. Such a talented lady. Sebastian Zimmer. Who got the keys to my bimmer? Where's my fries?
That's a reference to my live stream the other night when Jace and John and Shawn and I did a random live stream. He asked where my
that
fries.
was a very funny live stream, by the way, and the ending killed me off.
I know.
You went away and Dan's like, oh,
I know.
God.
I thought that I got us all out, and then we knew it.
And John's giggling in the background.
Thank you for stopping by, Seabass. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, Jace, hold up that drink a bit more. Sponsors are the Cinema Squad Live. So, Florentina, Funko Pops are very addictive. They are. I've only got a few. Shawn, have you got a Funko Pop? Or one that was given to you as a little... Oh, my goodness.
Shawn, I'm going to send you one, Shawn. One of your favorites.
Gifting.
I sent you something, so send me something.
Yeah.
So Lisa's saying, I need to log off now. Haven't seen Suicide Squad. If you want to send that message, Lisa, have a good night, my friend. I'm going to speak to you very, very soon. It's been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much. That's one thing we always hope as a group, especially with Paul on the team tonight, that you had a good time tonight. I've had so much fun. It's been a right laugh talking to you guys, and we've had so many comments. I've loved it, and obviously we could have spoken about the Suicide Squad or the Venom trailer, but it's just been good to keep up with the chat and keep up with what's going on, and it's been really good. Really, really fun night. So, guys, the last conversation. Well, before we go into the Suicide Squad talk for the next, say, 20 minutes, round it up to 3. Sebastian Zimmer, Jace, randomly splitting half the cost of the USS Millennium Falcon set. When, Jace?
I'm not familiar with the UCS Millennium Falcon set. I can't say I'm familiar as far as what that is, but I'm guessing it's something in regards to, is it like a building it and putting it together?
Ooh.
Something like that?
Let me look it up.
It's really.
Yes, I was gonna say, wait, is someone searching it? I feel bad I could, but
Yeah, it's a Lego.
oh god. I love Legos. Oh man.
You do?
Yes, okay, thank you. Ultimate Collector Series. Okay.
Right,
I don't
guys.
know. I'm guessing that's got to be like one of the most expensive Lego sets or something, but
I've been asking for it every year for Christmas for about the last 10 years.
Nice. I'll tell you what, I to this day I'm a fan of putting Legos together. It's not like I've done it terribly recent. Well, kind of. My nieces love Legos, and so I've gotten a chance to sometimes put random stuff together with them. So I don't know, Seabass. Buy it, and then I'll split the cost with you afterwards.
All right. So, guys, we have caught up with the comments. So we're going to spend the next round up to 3 hours talking about the Suicide Squad, and then we'll bounce and do what we got to do for the rest of the evening, night, or me and Paul shoot to bed and dream. So we'll just wait for Shawn to come back. I'm going to run to the bathroom quick, and then we can comment. Talk among yourselves.
You not got a commercial break thing?
Oh,
Yeah, right. This would have been a perfect time, Joe, to play the John's video again.
Okay, I will do that. I am back. One more time, I will play John, the amazing sketch played earlier today in 3, 2, 1.
Portrait of a young Puerto Rican man of movies. Jonathan Martinez is a YouTuber, perhaps best known as the Saw Guy. When his day is through, there's nothing he enjoys more than a hot shower before bed, washing away the stress, the pressures, and the grit of a hard day's work. What Jonathan doesn't know is that he'll never be able to cleanse himself of the nightmare he's about to endure, because Jonathan has just entered the Twilight Zone.
Hello, John.
I want to watch the rest of that episode.
I know. I literally want to go happen in part 2.
No.
Yeah. Dan, can you fill us in? What did you do to John after that?
Just check out Pornhub. No.
The director's cut.
The link to that is in the description below. Oh, our dude is back. Oh,
that was funny enough, but then Shawn re-entering with the jaw dropped. Oh man,
it's an amazing sketch. They done so good with that. Right, boys, let's get into the nitty gritty of the night. Let's talk about the last 15 minutes of the evening, the Suicide Squad. Okay, so we've seen my review, seen Paul's review. I know you guys have seen it. Dan, I know lightly in how you felt about it. Paul doesn't know, so let's just start with you, Dan. Go for it, my friend.
Okay, so I finished it. I went with 2 friends, and they both knew right away. They loved it, like 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10s, best DCEU movie. So like the reviews were saying, and I wasn't as sure as them when I finished it. I think I did love it, but I just wasn't as sure about giving it like a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. But I really did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun with it. I liked the characters, especially King Shark. But I thought that they really gave everyone a good enough. Everyone that didn't were weak spoilers, right? Everyone that didn't die in that first scene, like Pete Davidson and everything. I thought they gave. I thought they gave a good, at least a little bit of character development for everyone else. And I thought Ratcatcher 2 was like the emotion of the film. I thought she did really good. Yeah, those are my general.
So Jace, have you seen it today?
Yes.
Go for it, my friend.
Yeah. So it was like a two-part thing for me. So I watched on the verge of falling to sleep last night, but made sure that I paused it before I, was losing consciousness, and then finished it today before we got a chance to do this. And so overall, one thing that I'm really happy with, which is what I was hoping first going into it, is I just straight up like this a lot more than the first one. I feel like this was a lot more knowing what the Suicide Squad is capable of, or what they normally go up against in like a comic book setting and everything. This felt much more applicable to them, and I'm so happy that they did not go overboard with the Starro stuff. Like, I was worried that literally half the movie was going to be them fighting this enormous starfish, and I'm like, that's not realistic. Starro, if you want to go based off comic stuff, is much more of like a Justice League almost type of villain. So I was like, why? Why are they up against this? And they did a good job of actually making it seem believable. I was pleasantly surprised because I thought for sure watching Idris Elba, all I was going to think was, it's just Will Smith. Right? It's just Deadshot, but a different character. I'm not going to lie, after watching this, as much as I did enjoy Will Smith in the first one, I loved Idris Elba in this so much more. I think he's one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. His performance was great. Yeah, and I actually, it's to the point where I almost, again, not anything against Will Smith, but it's like I almost wish that he was just in the first one too.
All right, Shawn. I'm dying to know what you think, because I'm just dying. Go ahead, mate. Go for it.
So the star was a lot, and when you pointed it out, the Staryu situation was a little much. Like, it does look like a Pokemon. So is it a villain? I don't know. But at the same time, I love the characters. I loved Margot Robbie and the javelin scene. It reminded me of
I'm talking
Boy.
about the javelin scene. That's what I was mentioning in my review. The javelin scene was one of my favorite parts of her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was beautiful. Like, it was so well done. And I feel like you maybe thought that Margot Robbie didn't get her shot in this film from your review.
Yeah.
And for me, I felt like she did.
I just felt like, well, when they went to the other team, like John Cena, Rick Flag, Idris Elba's character, like you forgot about her. Like, I was having more fun with, like, when she was with that president, I was like, this is a pointless storyline. Like, that president guy was a pointless character. That scene is like
remedied that.
Pardon?
They remedied that.
They did, but it was just like they for me. I thought about this today when I was having a shower. This is the best Marvel film DC's made.
You were thinking about a Margot Robbie film in the shower?
No. Wait, did they make a different cut in the UK than they did for the US?
No, I just found it to be like, for me, and I was thinking about it more today. I like the film. I do like the film. But for me, when you got crazy characters, to make them, you have to put them in a normal setting to accentuate their craziness. So, but everything around them was so crazy. I mean, like, I know what I mean. It's a strange one to explain, but like Harley Quinn, everything around her was crazy. Like, to make her seem crazier, everything needs around her to be a bit more normal. If that makes sense in a weird little way.
The torture scene? I think she did a good job of showing like how crazy she is, or like.
I liked her in the film. I just felt that I preferred her in the first one because I just preferred her in the first one. I thought she had, like, the breakout scene was really good, but there was a few scenes where I'm just like the breakout scene, and she was good, but there were some scenes where just like, can I go back to Idris Elba now? Whereas, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was good, but I preferred Idris Elba compared to Harley Quinn in this film, in my opinion.
No, 100%. Yeah, he stole the show for me. I really I was most interested in him. Is it? Did anybody else feel like the beginning scene? I think someone mentioned it. Does anyone else feel like the beginning scene is just over the top?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Massively.
I want to talk about that, yeah.
I didn't
Like,
find it funny. I thought it was quite ridiculous. Like the thing with the arms and stuff. I was like, "What's the hell's going on?" Like,
I did like how Harley like poked when she poked fun at that. You know, when she just straight up was like, you know, what the fuck? But like at the same time, it's not. So like there was the moments that were ridiculous, and then I think they were just like really trying to prove too much of a point of this is a gory Suicide Squad movie. Look at how many people are dying, and it was like, I come on, man. You could have made it more interesting if you had all those characters die sporadically throughout the film.
Yeah.
I don't really see why that wasn't the exactly right. Why that wasn't the angle taken, because some of them were just interesting enough that it's like I don't need to see a whole backstory. I don't need them to be fleshed out, but I would have liked to maybe see them on screen for 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes. So yeah, I think that was just a little bit much.
Yeah, the opening credits of the actors that just died were after the actors that died.
Right.
But
as a counterpoint, at least just to bring up, I know it's completely different, but I really actually enjoyed like the transitions in this movie, like how
the writing,
the words,
it reminded me almost, it reminded me almost like a
Tarantino film sort of thing, wasn't it?
Like either Tarantino, and also because it had a comedic aspect, it almost kind of reminded me of like a Wes Anderson take.
Oh yeah,
like for some reason, it gave me vibes of that. So I thought that was really cool. It was very creative.
Paul Tams, I would love to hear your thoughts on the Suicide Squad.
Well, right. Okay, so I went into it, and I say this in my review, I did the cardinal sin again. I read all the early reviews. Again, IGN, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10s, 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Even a few people's hot takes, like, best DC film they put out. So I was hyped. I was going in. I was like, oh, this is going to be something special. I was really locked in at the start. The intro on the beach was awesome. The best Harley's ever looked in the black and white suit. Loved her.
That was wicked. That suit.
It then, towards like the second act, maybe towards the start of the third act, I could just feel myself like checking out. I was like, I felt like I was getting a bit bored. And I think, Joe, you said it quite good. I can't remember if you said it on your review or you said it on my stream. It was like all this stuff was happening, but I wasn't ingesting it. Like I wasn't caring about what was going on with these characters, because they could all die at any time. Like that's what the film sort of set us up for. Like anyone can die. So I was like, and apart from Idris Elba, who was my favorite part of the film, he was an awesome character, and I agree with you, JC. I thought he was going to be the Will Smith replacement, but he brings his own flavor to the movie. Loved him in it. But by the third act, once we got to the Starro thing, and I'm a big DC guy, but I'm not that DC. I'm not that deep into the lore. I know who that character is, but I thought it was such a weird villain to put up against the Suicide Squad. And I think I said this to you, Joe. I would prefer the Suicide Squad, even though they're trying to do it as a standalone franchise. I prefer them more to be involved in the Batman world, because that's how I'm more used to seeing them in the animated stuff, and even in some of the comics, even though they have got their own standalone comic. I think the threat of the movie was too big for the film and the characters. I preferred it to be a bit more grounded.
And it got taken down so easily by rats. I was like, oh my god, that was a terrible way to defeat it.
Yeah.
And it was just...
Shawn, what's up?
Shawn.
I will say, people have said it's the best DC film they put out. DCEU, I think they more mean. I believe there's like 4 or 5 better films they've done than this, where I was more invested in it. And I pretty much wrapped my review up saying it was good. I walked out, I enjoyed it, but it's not a film I would be like, oh, I'm going back to watch it again tomorrow, sort of thing. I can wait to watch it again. It didn't blow me away.
My biggest thing that I definitely agree with Paul is that like this villain, as well as the last movie's villain, is probably one of my biggest complaints, because they're too big level of villains for the Suicide Squad. It's just not realistic. What they should be doing is a very much more underground crime mob type of thing, almost like imagine the first Fast and Furious movie, like how they'd had their underground like crime stuff like that. With like I think it's been mentioned plenty of times. If the Joker was the main villain in the first one, with it being that type of like low level crime stuff where it's not an end of the world threat, they're not saving it. It doesn't need to be saving anything. Just like a legit like there's like an underground war that's going on that like no one knows about.
Or something like that.
Yeah, and so I think if they take more approaches like that, then it would be much more applicable and enjoyable. Like the one, Paul, if I'm not mistaken, maybe you're referring to the animated Assault on Arkham.
That's my favorite Suicide Squad film.
It's amazing.
Right? It's a perfect example of if they just did that in live action, it would be fantastic. It kept everything grounded. It never got over the top too much. It was exactly what you would expect for the type of characters in there. It's what they can handle. That's what
and
you
the characters you cared for more as well. Like when they got killed, you're like, I like that guy or like that girl. You know what I mean? Like whereas in this film, you're just like, we'll get onto the deaths, but there was like in this film, it's like you knew who was gonna live, who was gonna die from, and based on the trailer, like it was just predictable. Like, okay, I'm not seeing too many of this in the beginning, but Shawn, you're like, hey, you're squirming, my friend, in the bottom left corner of the screen. You want to say something? You go ahead, my friend. Oh no, he's transforming.
I love this movie. I think it is so creative. It is different than anything that we've seen in the DCEU. And I think that we should celebrate that at the end of the day, right? Like the first one, and Joe, you said this, it didn't have a lot of heart. The first one you said you thought it had a lot of heart. Sorry. But this one felt like it had a lot of heart.
I felt like it forced it a little bit. Like Ratcatcher Girl, Ratcatcher 2, I wasn't feeling her. You know, like
with Taika Waititi.
Pardon? That was a nice moment. Then the music. The thing is, that was a nice moment, but I was just thinking, like this big ominous threat has just been taken down by rats. Like all they got to do is be like, "Hey, Superman, are you busy?" Hadouken! And then you're just flipping fly through. You're just fly through the starfish, grab it, throw it into the sun. See you later. Rats took down the starfish, and it's like, oh my god.
By the way, shout out to Sebastian the Rat. He was the MVP of that film.
Sebastian the Rat was one of my favorite characters.
Little wave.
Dude, that actually the ending part where Idris Elba is like having a very hard time, but finally ends up getting him. It was like I loved that scene. It was so simple. I don't know why, but I was just like, this is great. He's finally overcoming his fear. Like that's that. I don't know. See, even that, I care more about that storyline than damn near almost anything from the first Suicide Squad.
I'd be really intrigued. I've not heard another. I'd be intrigued to hear a review on this film, but from a die-hard Suicide Squad fan who's really into the comics and that. There's probably one out there. I've just not got around to it yet. I'd be really intrigued to hear a die-hard fan's opinion.
Because I'll put it this way, I will say real quick, I'm a diehard DC just as much as a Marvel fan. I know with my channel I cover like mostly Marvel stuff. It's just been what's been coming out, but I am just as much of a DC fan. Now, I will be quick to say though, I've only been exposed to so many Suicide Squad like comics or things like that, so I can say a little bit, right? I know the characters maybe more than I know the Suicide Squad storyline so much and everything, but yeah, at least it's that's why I'm happy that it was at least good. I want to see the DCEU do at least decent. I'm sick and tired of the fact that they just can't seem to get themselves composed. Obviously, I don't want to see them be a replicate of the MCU, but I want to see it be successful. It deserves to do good. They have really good characters and stories.
I do feel Warner Brothers give James Gunn the reins for this film. You know, Warner Brothers are notorious for being studio interferers, and I feel like they've just gone, right, we trust you with this movie, go make us a good movie. And it was a good film. I enjoyed it. I just don't think it was the 10 out of 10 best DC movie.
It's not me, I was saying to you guys earlier in like our group chat, it's like, for me, like I feel bad for not saying I love it because I like it. I'm going to buy on Blu-ray.
Yes,
I'm going to watch it again. I liked it. It's a good film. It's just, for me, there's a few elements that I just couldn't grasp with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't fully perfect, but like Shawn said, like I can appreciate it was absolutely crazy. But I think what it was? that first scene really jarred me a little bit with the beach because
Yeah.
it was just too much too soon.
Yes.
Whereas how they just edged it, like scattered it across, it just because it felt like to me it was the second act at the beginning of the film. You know what I mean? It's like we missed the character development of those characters, even though they were minor. And they just eased us in with meeting these characters, and then we're like, "Oh, these seem cool," and then they all get killed off. I'll be like, "I like these guys," and then, but because it went straight in, I was like, but it wasn't all bad. Like that Weasel guy cracked me up when he was in the water going, that guy, that was making me laugh and stuff. And
humor.
I slightly disagree with you there. I actually really enjoyed the opener. I love how it just went in, let's go. And I was eating popcorn. I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting into this. Like straight away, no messing around. Just here's your characters, here's the premise, go.
Yes.
I quite enjoyed the opening. It reminded me of like a crazy Saving Private Ryan sort of thing.
I liked that they just dove right into it. I just like it's like a mixture of what both of you said. I wish that they still went straight into things and maybe just didn't kill off so many of them right away, and then kept it going throughout. You know, like had it more scattered.
Mm-hmm.
I'll compare it to Casino Royale. You know, brand new James Bond, Daniel Craig. That first scene, what I'm trying to say is, it gave you a kill. It gave you a kill straight away, but in a way that I could, you know what I mean? It's hard to explain, but it just went in too hard too soon. And then I enjoyed it. Like King Shark was hilarious to me. That
man,
I love
when I found out, really cool. I liked Idris Elba. Hardy was good. Like I didn't think I liked him more in the first one, but I liked her in this one. Who else did I say I like? Rick Flag.
I did not know real quick. I didn't realize until I was watching the movie that Sylvester Stallone does King Shark.
Right. That's what I found out.
It was like such a pleasant surprise. I was like, Sylvester Stallone is doing this.
But because he's in Guardians too, isn't he? After James.
Yeah.
So they must be tight. They must be quite good friends. I presume.
So I'm going to move you guys towards my biggest annoyance, which I brought up in my review, and that was the death of Rick Flag. That really pissed me off because I felt like he was, and allow me to elaborate really quick, he was not like Batman, but he was like the most normal in the bunch. He was the one that grounded the team. And I liked his little mini relationship with Harley, that little look they gave each other as they're walking up the beach, and you could tell there's something there, and his little friendship, and I liked him. He kind of grounded the film. And to kill him off, I was so, and that was way too brutal of a death. You know what I mean? That heart scene, even I was like, Jesus.
That was like
you know
straight out of Mortal Kombat. The
Yeah,
way that
that's
it
what
like
I thought,
zoomed in
like,
and showed it go into his heart.
I was like, gee, and then at the end, to make it worse, that last scene.
No,
yeah,
I mean, just because it looks like what the game would do. That's all.
Yeah, when it like the little X L button, just like dish, and you see the bones break.
Yeah,
and I wasn't happy with that because he was like up there with Idris Elba, just like he was like the heart. He was the heart of the film. I liked. He was the one that kind of grounded the team. He was from the first one. He was much better in this one than the first one. He looked more like the comic book character with his yellow t-shirt. You know, and he was like the one that grounded the craziness, and that's what I mean. With all the crazy people around him, he was the one that made people seem more crazy because he was more normal. You need that straight man to the crazy side of people, and to kill him off just so John Cena can feel bad about what that last line he said to him, saying "Peacemaker." What a joke! That's what the Peacemaker's TV show is going to be about. That one line hitting him so hard, he has to redeem himself. And then when I saw that end credit scene, I was like, "Oh, Joe, you brought him back. You brought him back."
Joe, I get what you're saying, and you are concentrating too much on that because I feel like this movie is so much more than that. And that is the one thing that pisses me off about this movie is that they just start killing off all of these characters that you start caring about. I wish that you could look at just like the creativity and the weirdness and all of the brilliance that is going on that does not show up in a lot of these superhero movies. I'm sorry, Jace. But like, this is some weirdness, some body horror, some weirdness. Like, I love this. And so, you know, I like it. But at the same time, I see what you're saying, Joe.
No, it's cool. I can appreciate the film, but so I like the film. Just little things that just his death really bugged me the wrong way. But
Joe actually wrote, just to throw in very fast, I thought when I was watching it, and I had seen your review beforehand, and when I knew there was one death towards the end that you were really upset by, I thought for a second it may have been Rick Flag. I did. But then also, I'm not going to lie, I thought maybe, just maybe, it was Polka Dot Man. Because I'm not going to lie, I actually didn't want him to die when he died. I liked him more than I thought that I would throughout the movie. I went into it thinking, like, I know characters, and I was like, fucking Polka Dot Man's in here. But then, like, he wasn't really that bad. He was played really well. And so, yeah, when he died, I was like, that was extremely unnecessary.
Yeah.
The scene with the moms, when he saw all his moms, I was like,
that's dude in the big mom with a Godzilla-sized mom. That was hysterical.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I'll say one thing, Shawn, and I said it in review. Said regardless of what I'm saying negative about this film, the positive is James Gunn shot the shiz out of this film.
Mm-hmm.
James Gunn all over it. I appreciate the film for how it's shot and whatnot. So, like I said in review, regardless of what I say about this film, negative wise, that dude shot the crap out of that film.
Yeah, man.
It looked visually amazing.
He loved this film. He put his love into every aspect of this movie, and you can see it.
You know what?
I think he was also showing DC, like, I don't know what, like Marvel, like, haha, this is what you're gonna lose, sunshine.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I really feel like it's almost like when an artist makes their best album because they just got out of a relationship, right? Like a really tough breakup. I feel like that's what this was James Gunn, like, just got out of a tough breakup with Marvel because, you know, they had that thing with Guardians, and then it was just like, all right, you know what then? I'm gonna go find a hotter girlfriend and make some big, I was gonna say something else, but spectacle, and show you what I could really do here. And yeah, because that's when, Paul, you were mentioning that I think Warner Brothers really let him do his thing. I feel like that's what it was. I remember James Gunn even saying that he only agreed to do this when he said to them, "It's only if you let me kill off whoever I want." Right? Like, I want no holds barred. Like, I have reins to do anything to anybody. And I think that was just like a little bit of setting the tone of how much this was really just him having his fun with it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's my struggle with the film, is he killed off all of these people that I wanted to see.
I know. That beginning was just... And why did Weasel need to come back? I knew he
wasn't dead. I was waiting for him to come back at one point.
I didn't want him to die, don't get me wrong, but like at the end I was like, I don't care.
That's his brother in the mocap, is it? Is that Shawn Gunn playing Weasel, isn't it? His brother. He always has cameos. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Can I also mention as well?
That was the director's brother going out there like in prosthetics and all that shit.
Doing that crazy run he does at the end.
Yeah, because he's Rocket Raccoon. James Gunn's brother does Rocket, in all the Guardians movies. He's also like, he said, I thought this was really cool. He's like, if my brother wasn't Rocket Raccoon, I don't know how I would shoot it. He's like, he's perfect for the on-stage presence for him.
I never knew that.
That's
pretty cool.
I love that.
Yeah, but I feel like overall, guys, like, obviously, I'm Shawn, Jace, Dan. I imagine you can have your own reviews coming out really, really soon, so I don't need to give all the goods out on the live stream. But Shawn's like, no. But like I said, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed really enjoyed the film. Like, for me, like the more I think about it, the more I enjoy it. Like with Paul, there are some iggles of it, but it's just like unique ones to me. You know what I mean? Like, you might not understand it, but it doesn't ruin the film for me at all. I can watch it now. I can get it on my TV now and watch it, have a good time with it. And I think time will make it better for me, because like Paul said, all I was just on YouTube, and all I could see was IGN, blah blah blah, perfect, 10 out of 10, masterpiece, on the sides of bus in the UK, on billboards, on the side of trains. All we could see was this was the best film ever made, and I was really looking forward to this, and I still like it, but because I went in with that headset, I wish I didn't, because I think I'd have let it breathe a bit, and that's why I'm glad I let my review go 4 days, because because my review was fair to me. Like no one has to agree with it, but it's my own opinion. But I think when I buy it, I get to watch it in my own home, on my own. I guarantee I'll see it in a completely different light, and I'll be like, you know what, this is actually pretty. Like I can look past the niggles. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I think it is a good film. Like you said, Shawn, as well. The creativity behind it was amazing. Like you see a guy get eaten by a shark and ripped in half by a shark, and it's you get like and also like the Harley Quinn with the flowers, that whole scene, like how psychedelic it was, how colorful it was. It looked really,
that was my
really
favorite scene in the film, man. The
it
whole
was amazing scene. Like the creativity I love.
The scene with King Shark when he sees all the aquarium.
Oh yeah.
He's just, and he gets all excited, more dumb friends. But then when they break out and start eating them, I'm not gonna lie.
That was a savage part.
Bro, for a brief moment, I was like, don't you tell me he's gonna die right here.
I thought he was dead. I thought he got eaten by
I was like, they're gonna kill him off like this. And I was like, nope, I don't appreciate that. Really happy he survived.
So the only thing I worried about with it when it ended is you need to carry characters into the next one, because obviously there'll be a sequel. They'll be dumb not to make a sequel. Like there should be a sequel. And but that's why I was disappointed with Rick Flag, because I wanted like a little person grounded in each film that at least took you into the next one, because you got Harley Quinn. So like if they went forward with Rick Flag, Harley, and Idris as the main core three, like the Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman of the group, and then you had characters around them that are all different, like King Shark and stuff. That and obviously, because I think if you go into a next film with the same characters, you're going to be more worried, like in a Game of Thrones episode, like, oh god, one of them could die. Like King Shark could die right now. I don't want him to die, and so that's why I was hoping they'd keep more characters carrying them over. So, but I want a third film, 100%. I would love to see James Gunn do something like with a Poison Ivy or something. Do you know what I mean? Or like something like that in the next one, something like quirky villain like that.
There's been a lot of members of Suicide Squad over the years. Like the best part is it's basically like open reigns to anybody. There's not really. It's fair to say there's not too many people you could throw in that roster where it wouldn't be sensible. And I think that's what's kind of nice is just like how this one, right? It's not called Suicide Squad 2. I think it's kind of funny that it's just the Suicide Squad, but it's more so insinuating that they don't have to necessarily make, okay, let's do a trilogy of these, or let's do, it's literally just make almost anthology movies, but are connected, if you will. So I think that'll really work in their favor. That's what it is with the comics.
Yeah, I was about to say that's what they do with the comics. It's a different story each time, sort of thing.
Right. And there's like, is there some connection? Is there some reference to other ones? I mean, of course, right? But at the same time, they're each their own thing. And yeah, so I think that's what's going to work in their favor if they were to keep going with these. I'd love to see more too, for sure. I think actually it'd be funny for the next one, just because they have these characters, like have King Shark meet Killer Croc. I mean, why not? You have the opportunity to. It's just, I know it's just pretty typical, but go for it.
It'd be cool if like he tweaks Killer Croc a little bit, makes him a bit more taller, a bit more like, you know what I mean? Just his version of Killer Croc. You know what I mean? Maybe the same voice actor, but just a bit more how we see him in the comics.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to see more than that. And like I said, I know in time I will enjoy it. I enjoy this now, but I think in time I'll enjoy it a lot more because it'll be on my terms. I get to watch it with the hype dead and the film. You know what I mean? The dust is settled. No one's talking about it anymore. And I can watch it and be like, you know what? It's actually like amazing. But at the moment, I'm just I was so dented by the hype. I think that's what let me and Paul down, to be honest. And that's why I wish you guys, the one time we get a film before you guys is the one time it screws us over. I wish you guys got it first. And like they've been like, oh, cool. And then, but yeah, unless it wasn't to be.
But Joe, why is it? I'm gonna attack you right now. Why is it?
Oh, cheese sandwich. Can't chill.
No. I'll give you a cheese sandwich later. But why is it that the UKers like the Suicide Squad so much less than all the US critics?
I think it's because of like Paul. I think the simple thing is it's the hype. It was really hyped to the max over here, like you wouldn't believe. I mean, like really hyped up. Like everybody went on YouTube, it was just like masterpiece everywhere, and it was on the side of every bus, on every advert, on every newspaper, on every magazine. It was everywhere, like really hyped up. And like literally, like we thought, my God, this is gonna be amazing. Like, and it was good, but it was just like I think we're just expecting a different kind of hype. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain. I think because this came out, and obviously you've seen Paul's review, my reviews, and you think, oh, what are they talking about? And you've seen it, and you're like, what they talking about? But it's because I think you've had the benefit of having us like temper your expectations a bit, so you can go and thinking, what are they talking about? And in a way, like I think me and Paul's reviews kind of helped because it kind of brought everyone's expectation down a little bit more, so you can go in thinking, okay, it's actually pretty good. So I wish that's what happened to us, that we could go in with like a more realistic approach as opposed to hype city.
That just happened with me and Loki.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for the beginning of Loki, I ended up liking it a lot over time. But I mean, that's it, if anybody's, I think, I mean, I know you guys have, Paul. If you like Loki, feel free to check it out. But at least the very first episode, because I did an episodic breakdown for each one. In the very first episode, I went into it with the same exact thing. Long story short, everybody started hyping it up like this is the best Marvel thing to come out ever. Period. Like, and it was just I saw the first episode, and I'm like, I don't get it. Was it enjoyable? Of course it was. Did I like it? Yes, I did. Do I see what everyone's talking about, though? Not in the slightest. So I do feel bad because I know how easy it is to get swept up in hype because, you know, you're like, well, why shouldn't I believe this if so many people are saying it and I'm hearing it from so many different, you know, sources. So yeah, it is a shame because I know how much it can affect your viewing of something. So I hope if anything, maybe just over time, maybe a second watch, you know, gets a different feeling for it.
Oh man, there's been plenty of films where I've watched it, you know, said it was good, it was okay, and then like you said, like once your hype's died down and you can just enjoy it in your own home, it might creep up a little bit, like in your ranking or whatnot. But yeah, I echo everything you're saying, Jeremiah. The hype for me was at maximum. I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to walk out and be like, right, I'm going back in again. I just wasn't. Like, I can wait for it now to come out to buy, and I will buy it. I think I've even pre-ordered it on 4K. I will get it. And I will watch it again. It's hard, man. But like I said, I'd be really excited to hear, because I haven't really heard other, you know, die-hard Suicide Squad fans' opinions on it, and I'd be interested to hear them. I really would. And I also think it might be because I'm not a die-hard Suicide Squad fan that I didn't enjoy this film as much as other people. I don't know, but it's a tough one to judge. I might come around on it a little bit more.
I think one thing that really carried this is just there were some solid performances, just really solid. Again, right? I know we've said it, but Idris Elba just really knocked it out of the park. Margot Robbie is quite possibly the perfect. She was born to play Harley Quinn.
Oh, perfect casting. Perfect.
Yeah, that is on point. I also think that Dan, I think you were saying, or Shawn, both. I think both of you were saying at one point, Ratcatcher. I actually ended up. I liked her way more than I thought I would. I'll put it that way because I went into it and when she first showed up, I was like, right. I thought she was going to be one of the ones to die off pretty quickly, to be honest with you. And then to see her kind of not develop, I guess, but like my point is, again, I just didn't think anything of her. So therefore, when something did begin to be established, I did actually like it. King Shark was great. I just think that like the character, like the performances were all around like really well. It was very enjoyable when you're not looking to like, hey, I'm trying to be in like a real serious superhero, like, you know, okay, Darkseid's gonna come down and ruin the earth. No, just some like crazy shit's going down, and the Suicide Squad has to handle it real quick.
I can't figure out in my own head though, like why did I feel different about Guardians of the Galaxy? Because I didn't know them characters very well until seeing that film, but I could happily walk out of that film and come back in again. But I don't feel the same with this one. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured that out yet.
Maybe I think maybe one like the amount of characters. And then the fleshed out of each one. That's the short part I'll say is maybe that because there are so many people, you just don't really get a chance to like know any of them as well or care really. Even the ones we care about the most in this film, I don't think we care about even the slightest bit as much as like Guardians. So that's maybe.
I think as well that with Guardians, that style and the way it was made and the characters, there wasn't like a film that came before it that had to be soft rebooted after, you know what I mean? It's like you had the first one that was made, and it's like, okay, you used to that style and the amount of violence, because it wasn't violent, had some violence, but not like this film. And then when you're going into this film, you're thinking, oh, this is a remaster. This is going to be so much better. It's going to hit all these points. So I think had the first one hadn't existed, I guarantee me and Paul would be like, that was a mental film. But because we're expecting it to be blowing the first one out of the water by 1,000, it's a hard. I know you guys are thinking it's like very hard one to explain, but we liked it. You know what I mean? But it's like we feel bad. I was saying today, like I feel bad that I don't love it, but I do like it. You know what I mean? But I feel bad that it's like to not love it is a bad thing. I think to like it is good enough. I enjoyed it.
But Joe, it sounds like overall, do you still feel like the first one is better?
The thing is, the first one I've got a lot of like nostalgia with, and I'll tell you why. It came out at a time where, like I said I saw it with my mum, took her to see it, and she loved it, and I got so much joy from watching her enjoy it that it really like rings like a special place for me, because she loved the characters and everyone was like bombing on it, but it was so pure to see someone who's not in the movie scene or nothing just enjoy it for what it was. And it's one of her favorite films, and there's nothing wrong with that. But every time but I love watching her watch it, and because it kind of makes her happy, you know. So literally, when I watch her first film, it just brings back good memories of taking my mum to the cinema and enjoying it with her and stuff. And that's why I've got a kind of a place for it. But even I know it's not perfect at all, but I just enjoy the fact that she enjoyed it, and that may jar my overall thought of it, if that makes it give me a sense of bias. But that's mainly where that comes from. I know it's not a perfect film at all, but I just am very grounded in that sense, sort of thing. Had I watched it on my own, I'd be like, it's not great. Like I watch it now, and there's scenes where Jared Leto's talking, but his mouth's not moving. And do you know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, there's a scene where, you know, the bit where he gets the iPad and he puts it up against the glass because he's got when he comes in and he has the injection gun and he puts it up against his neck and he goes, this is neat. His mouth doesn't open when he says that. It's all dubbed over. So there's so many things wrong with it. The villain's wrong with it. There's choppy, the editing. There's so many stylistic changes, but it's because of that, taking my mum to sing, and because she liked it, I kind of feel like I enjoy it more because of that little thing we had when we went to go and see it. But the second one is good. I enjoy it. It is a good film. That's like little things.
I think this newer one's better than 2016, but I think it still suffers with some of the same problems as 2016. Not as many, but I felt myself finding flaws in it that I felt with the first movie as well.
Like the villain. Like the end villain.
The main threat's one of them. The not really
the main
being able
threat
to
is characters. A great point. Paul Tams. The main threat is one of the biggest issues.
Just like also, I brought up earlier, they kept him more grounded.
Also, the guy that killed all those birds, I wanted him to die way worse a death than he got. Because he killed all those nice little birds in that little cage.
But he saved the rat. He saved the fucking rat guy.
I feel like Dan has got a lot to say, man. I feel like I want to hear a bit more from Dan.
No, I don't know.
Are you agreeing, disagreeing with us, dude?
I don't know.
Dan, what does the Dr. Pepper and strawberry lemonade vodka have to say?
I don't know. I don't really have anything right now.
Well, if you guys quickly, where would you rank it in the DCU if you have a rank in it at all?
It'd be in the top
Thank
5.
You, Paul Tams. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think top 5 is probably not unfair. It's a shame because I feel like it's, you know, I guess you can't really say that Zack Snyder's Justice League is technically in the DCEU, because otherwise that would be really at the top.
Oh, I cheat then.
No, I count Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
I would
as well.
Because I wouldn't know exactly which in the top 5. That's but I would say, top 5. Because I overall I liked it so much more than a lot of other DC live action movies that have come out recently or ever since they started the DCEU. I have no problem saying I don't think it was the best. I definitely, as much as we've been talking it up and I've been saying a lot of positive things, I'll be very quick to say there was literally some moments that I was just like, the hell is happening right now? Like, why does this even need to take place? They could easily chop this out. It would have been no different. Like, one example of it is, Joe, you were saying this, that whole scene with Harley and that the whatever his name was, where they like had a day date and then screwed
That
and then
was
got
great.
married. No,
I love that
okay.
scene.
I'm not going to say, here's the problem. I'm not going to say like the scene wasn't well shot and it wasn't entertaining in the sense of like in the context of the movie as a whole, it had no purpose of being there. It really served no. If you,
I think it had purpose, but I think the execution of it was a bit weird.
I personally feel like if you removed that scene entirely, as much as please give me as much Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn as you can. But if you remove that whole scene, I swear to God, I don't think I would think anything differently of the story in any sense, because it did nothing to develop it. It's not like the guy that she married or whatever was out to did anything. He didn't get anywhere. He didn't actually create any sense of urgency of any sort of way, I guess, of like something positive or negative about to happen. He just spoke. They just had a date. He spoke and then he died. And then the other guy came in. So that's why I guess at the end of it, if you removed him entirely, it doesn't really change anything. So that's one example of like,
not true. No.
How does it affect the story?
His part in the story explains the projection of where Harley Quinn goes, where she becomes the Javelin again and destroys all these motherfuckers.
She could have easily been, she was just captured, right? She could have easily just broken out without screwing the guy first, and it would have been the same thing.
I think this scene would have worked
I don't think she needed him to like create the Javelin point.
There wouldn't have been as much nuance in the political aspect of this guy is like this like crazy political person, and that's who they're trying to destroy.
Who cares? The other guy replaces him in a second. The guy with the gray beard.
The whole part of the political story is that there is a man who is trying to take advantage of this woman, and she is going to fuck him over.
He literally becomes a romantic. He's like, no, I was gonna meet you just because my people wanted me to, and then I fell in love with you, and then he talks about doing evil shit, right? Which again, if he would have stayed in there, that would have made a difference. But like he talks about doing some evil shit, and then she kills him right away. So it doesn't make a difference. Then you replace him with the guy who does the evil shit.
He was a part of the whole aspect of that situation.
But it didn't make me understand it anymore. The guy that replaced him and was the one that ended up doing all the stuff that did torture Harley Quinn and everything, he served that purpose. I didn't need the guy before him.
He was willing to like just get his neck. Like that whole scene, I love that scene.
I like the scene. I will respectfully disagree. I just don't think it served the movie any purpose.
I see it two ways, guys. I think you can have it that where I can see both ways. I can see they keep it in there, and I think what I personally think is that scene would have worked better had there been more Joker Harley in a natural, better film beforehand. Because the way she talks about struggling and choosing the right guy and stuff, and because you don't really see that, you see she's all loved up in Suicide Squad. You don't see her at all get broken up with par like Joker in the Birds of Prey, and then she's talking about this hurt, picking the wrong man, and being done over by society, and then taking that shot in that guy's chest. That would have been more powerful in a moment had they had more of a build up as to why she feels that way, instead of because she was talking about it. But sometimes show don't tell is better. Like, show me why you feel that way. Don't talk about it after you've done it.
Show me Paul Tambs' ideas on all of this, please.
Paul, show me all your ideas. Show me what you got.
Yeah, I agree with Jace a little bit. Like, I think that scene, I enjoyed the scene. I enjoyed Harley Quinn's development in that scene, but I just think it could have been executed a bit differently. That scene in that movie felt off compared to the rest of the film. It was like high energy. Now Harley meeting this dude, getting married, kills him, and then it goes off to the high energy. I just thought it was a weird scene. But yeah, I agree with Jace. I just think it could have been executed better and maybe quicker as well. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe quicker is the right way to say it. I think maybe they just spent too much time there. Maybe that is the right way to
It
put it.
felt like a good chunk of the movie that I thought you could have just narrowed it down a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm not saying I didn't want it to be there, right? Because that's how much I actually enjoyed watching it. It's cool being there, but I think that's actually, Paul, thank you, because that's probably the best way to say it. Maybe if it was just quicker.
What did you guys think of Peter Capaldi's character? What was his name? Thinker or something?
The Thinker?
The Thinker, yeah.
I felt he was a character you could just take out. But I didn't understand his character in the film at all. Yeah,
Shawn, that was great. I love him because he's Peter Capaldi.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean? And obviously, I think I can safely say that as far as I know, Joe, Paul, I'm going to take a guess maybe because there was a reference made. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. I think he was a phenomenal Doctor. He was the perfect embodiment of old and new Doctor Who. So that's at least that. But anyway, when it came to this, I feel like, unfortunately, that's the only reason I enjoyed him was because I like him as the Doctor. I don't actually think there was really that much brought to the table here. I agree that he wasn't terribly impactful for the story. I know what they wanted to put him in because of development is to understand who's been working on Star all this whole time. But even the whole, him getting them into the facility, what? He drove them in there maybe, but then they had to rely on a blinding rainstorm in order to make it in. So are you trying to tell me if it wasn't
so
raining?
epically beautiful and stylized.
It was.
Awesome.
Don't get me wrong. The visual of it was really badass. But as far as just to look at it logically, it's like, so you're trying to tell me if it didn't start raining, he would have drove up and then what? How would they have gotten in there? Which furthers the point of what purpose did he truly serve in there, as cool as he may have been to see Peter Capaldi in the DCEU.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Milton.
Poor Milton, man. Poor Milton. Who's Milton?
That was great. I like how they pointed that out. I think honestly they carried the joke out a little far, but that was fantastic. Who's Milton?
Right, guys. I think if we're gonna wrap up with final thoughts on Suicide Squad, starting with Dan. If you want to give a one-word answer, like a little if you're gonna do a quote for a poster, what would you put?
I thought it was great. Great, I would say. Yeah.
Excellent. Paul, what would you put, my friend?
I'd say it was a good.
Shawn, looking at me.
It was a good entry into the DCEU. Just don't go in thinking it's going to be the next big comic book movie because I feel it's not quite that.
Shawn.
I think that James Gunn's The Suicide Squad is so creative and so different than what you expect from a superhero movie. So if you want something different than what the DCU is providing or the MCU is providing, watch The Suicide Squad. It's amazing.
I love it. We're going to need every page of a newspaper to put that in. Oh no, Jace, your quote on a poster for the Suicide Squad.
I'd label it a fun spectacle that goes overboard, sometimes for good purposes, sometimes for not.
Nice.
Not as good purposes. That was it.
But one thing we can all agree on was we enjoyed it in some capacity, whether you love it, whether you give it 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I give it, we all enjoyed it. We have our own little problems with it, but we can all say that we didn't enjoy it, maybe some more than others, but it is a good superhero film. A comic book film because it's not a superhero film. All right, guys, I'm just going to shoot through the comments. There's not many. I think Florentina stuck with us. She may be carried now, but if you just
while you do, I'm going to go ahead real quick.
Oh my. So Florentina was saying, yeah, I completely agree with you guys. Definitely better than the first one for me, and I really enjoyed it. There you go. Different courses for horses. But I was convinced that after credit scene was Rick Flag. So did I for a split second. I was so happy for one millisecond until Paul pointed out there was Cena, and I'm so upset that he's gone. Yeah, I was glad he went. I really liked his character. His character. But John Cena was good. I just hate what he did to Rick Flag, but he was alright.
Yeah.
Florentina, yeah, the beginning was just kills for the sake of upping the body count, and I was so mad they killed off so many characters straight away.
My boomerang.
It would have been very good to get to know them a bit more before they got off, to just have a bit of a connection, as Shawn mentioned. But I will wait for Jace to come back so we can talk about each other's channels, and then we can sign off and say goodbye. So you're still with us? Well done.
Can I ask a quick question before we go?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you like James Gunn to come back and do the next one, or would you like him to give it to someone else next time?
I would love to see Matt Reeves do it. I think Matt Reeves would do a really good. Because I think he would get the things like. What do you do with James Gunn? Because obviously Marvel wanted to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but DC want to soak him up now and probably make him like this. Create this little bubble of movies in his own little universe. Like, you know what I mean? So it's what does he do? Because he's basically going to be a very sought after man from both comic book movie companies.
Yeah. Well, no.
Wait.
Shawn just gave me a straight no. I have been denied.
Yeah. James Gunn is the best person to make these movies. He has shown it in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. But with this movie, I think that he has shown that he knows the weirdness and the nerd culture, and he's willing to embrace it, and I'm in for it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I think he should do that. I think he should do it, but I like to see Matt Reeves take on it. Don't want to see him direct it, but I'd love to see what he could do with Suicide Squad. If given free reign with no studio interference, of course. But yeah, I'd love to see James Gunn come back for a third one, see what he can do. Cool. Well, Florentina's last message. She's still with us, guys. Love the stream, guys. I managed to watch the whole thing for once. Much love to you all. Florentina, thank you so much for watching, as well as everyone else for all your comments and everyone else. But let me just get rid of this for a second. So, guys,
I did hear Paul's question as we were gone. I at least wanted to say the quickest of answers. As much as I enjoyed what James Gunn did with this, I do actually think it would be fun to see anybody else go at the reins next. And here's the only reason why. Well, it's just like we were saying and acknowledging earlier, like each Suicide Squad comic almost feels like such a different entity from one another. Like you could tell it's another entry to the Suicide Squad, but it feels so different, whether it's because of different characters, different storyline, whatever the case. And I think because of that, it almost opens up the doors of like, it makes sense to let some different creative direction take place with each movie that would take place with it. So that's literally the only thing. I'm not saying I'd be against James Gunn coming back, of course, right? But that's literally, I think hopefully that kind of brings some logical sense to why I think other people could step in for it.
I love Jace's opinion. I think Taika Waititi, he was in this movie for a hot second to see his point of view for the Suicide Squad would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, he'd do a wicked job.
Yes.
Cool. Well, guys, I think we have hit the end of the third episode of the Cinema Squad live stream for Shooting the Shiznick. Now, let's all give a warm hand to our dude, Paul Tams, for his amazing appearance. Cool. Thank you so much for a friend. It was great having you on, Paul. Honestly, loved it. We've had a great night. So many comments. We've got quite topical with the Suicide Squad movie, but that's the whole point, you know. That's what makes good debates, a good conversation, different points of view. If we all were like, it's perfect, it'll be a very boring world. It's good to have everyone with a different point of view. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the house, starting with our special guest, Paul, so he can tell us more about his channel, anything he's got coming up, and where to find him. So, Paul, please take the stage.
Ooh, nice. So you can join my channel. It's just Paul Tams, movies, games, TV. Review all the big blockbusters. I do a bit of video games, trailer reactions, rankings of my favorite movies. We've also started doing a watch along Wednesday where me and my co-host Luke, Movie Master 1987, sit down every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and watch our favorite films from childhood just riff on the film. People coming on the comments, talking about the film, just have a conversation. But yeah, you can find my channel at Paul Tams.
Perfect. Beautifully done. And Paul's channel is in the description below, so make sure you definitely connect with him. Dan, my good amigo, tell us about yourself and what you've got coming up.
Hi, I'm Dan from The Upside Dan. You can find me on YouTube at The Upside Dan or Instagram at The Upside Dan 93. I'm a little bit of a lull on my channel at the moment, but I'm hoping to get back into it soon. But I just review.
We love you, Dan.
I just review movies, big movies, some small movies sometimes. Sometimes TV shows, but not as much. But yeah, hopefully I'll get back into, YouTube soon.
Dan, you massively undersold yourself, my friend. You have an amazing channel. So basically, go to Dan's channel now. Link's in the description. He's got amazing stuff. His humor is so unique. He cracks me up every time. Definitely check this dude out because, Dan, you sold yourself short. You've got a great channel. Never underplay yourself, my friend. You're way better than that, and we love you. Don't we, guys? Dan is our dude.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Talking of dude, let's go to the most handsome man on the stream, Shawn.
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Shawn from Lost in the Real. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel on YouTube. It's all about movies and television shows that you might not have heard of, but they're hidden gems. So please make sure to check them out. And it's Lost in the Real. So yeah.
And 100% check Shawn's channel out because the guy kills it. His work rate is disgusting. Like, literally, it's like he must have like one of those watches Hermione from Harry Potter has, where he can be everywhere doing different things. No, Shawn, no, don't do it to us. Damn it. Well, we're going to have a commemoration for Shawn next week, bring flowers to his live stream. We'll all be there to talk about Shawn's greatest hits. He's alive! No need.
He killed me when he was like, you may have not heard of them, but...
So, Mr. Burja Rocar, talk to us about your channel. What you got coming up, my friend?
Yes, please check me out at Burja Rocar. I would greatly appreciate it. I happen to be a big superhero dork, if I kind of didn't prove that with the end discussion with the Suicide Squad here a little bit. I'll definitely be having a review on the Suicide Squad. Wish I could promise as far as when it'll be, but it will be on there. And in the meantime, definitely check out as far as my episodic breakdowns on some MCU Disney Plus shows. Did one on Black Widow recently I'm really happy with. And definitely a bunch more. It's not just superhero stuff. By all means, I got other movie reviews coming up on there as well. So please check me out. I think you will enjoy the time invested.
Lovely thumbs up. Well, that's it, guys. Literally, like, thanks so much for watching tonight. If you're still awake, hardcore people, but thank you so much for the comments, so much for watching. Paul, once again, thanks so much for being our guest tonight. You've been amazing.
Cheers for having me, man. Appreciate it.
I love it, man. Literally, like, and definitely again in the future, if you want to come on, Dan's giving you the go ahead, which is great. We can have you on in the future. So thank you so much for coming online. But guys,
thanks, guys.
If you jumped in late, make sure to watch it from the very start because we had so much to speak about. Check out all the channels here today. But until next time, guys, let's give a nice wave to the camera as we sign out. Have a good night, everyone.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.
Boom! I'm still here. And